It's time now for the best high school sports action from the WBCB Sports Network. Catch the best games from Bucks and Mercer County at WBCBsports.com and our Facebook page. Your home for high school sports is right here at WBCB 1490.
Good evening and welcome to Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania, as we overlook Falcon Field and get you ready for Pennsbury Falcon football on the WBCB Sports Network. Tonight, the Pennsbury Falcons begin the 2025 season by welcoming the Konkrete kids of Northampton. Welcome on in. It's the McCaffrey's Game of the Night here on WBCB. McCaffrey's Food Markets, exceptional every day. And we want to thank all of our sponsors for helping to make today's game possible, including St. Mary Medical Center, the Revere Restaurant, Jen Shorn, Bucks County DA, PNC Bank, Ben Franklin Plumbing of Levittown, Rob's Automotive and Collision, Fred Herron for Sheriff, the Peruzzi Automotive Group, BCWSA, Team Toyota helping to power portions of tonight's game. Thanks to DiLorenzo's The Berg Pizza. Stay with us after the game. Ben Goldstein will have our DiLorenzo's Player of the Game. Again, that comes up after Falcon football here on BCB. Also, we're welcoming in another sponsor who's hooking up the hoagies for our Players of the Game. 9th Street on Main in Yardley. We welcome them on in, and so we'll have two featured Pennsbury players in our postgame. Thanks to the Trentonian. This is the Trentonian pregame show. Kickoff coming up in just a little bit. As I said, 9th Street on Main joining the Falcon Fun. We welcome them, along with Yardley Family Haircutters, PIAA District 1, Kramer's Bakery, Charcoal, BYOB, Junior's Car Wash right there on the corner of New Falls Road and Hood Boulevard right near Pennsbury High School. Big thanks to Junior's Car Wash for their steadfast support of Pennsbury Falcon football, along with Villa Rosa Pizzeria, an Italian restaurant. Senator Steve Sanacero on hand for tonight's game. Puss in Boots Tavern, Haldeman Ford, BAI Security, and we welcome you as well. And tonight's game, a green out, as we welcome in Ben Goldstein and Gus Barber. Also, Justin Lawrence with us behind the camera. And guys, as we start this 2025 season, a lot of green here on the Pennsbury side of things. A little bit of a fundraiser and some awareness being raised, and we'll hear about that on the PA as we go through tonight's action. Unfortunately, I did not get the memo, but both of you guys are wearing your green.
Don't worry, Chris. I saw it very last minute, literally right before I got
missed
here.
It.
I know. I should have texted you. But it's very excited, to get back here on Falcon Field, be able to start the season at home. I know we was talking about last year and everything and how we started the season multiple games on the road. So it's good to be here week 1, or is it week 0? I don't know what it technically is for Falcon football.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say it's week 1.
I thought it would be week 0 because that's college does that kind of thing too, so you never know.
Yeah, but we are not road warriors. We get to be at home to start the season. Pennsbury taking on the Konkrete kids tonight, and then next week they will take on the Panthers of Quakertown before they hit the road to wrap up their pre-league schedule, taking on the Golden Hawks of Council Rock South. But Ben, this team posed a lot of problems for the Pennsbury Falcons last year when they took the trip up there to Northampton. Couldn't get the offense going, and they wound up on the wrong end of a lopsided score. These Konkrete kids are no joke.
Yeah, they sure are. They sure laid down that concrete on the Falcons last year. 24-2. Their only point scored was a Walker Murray safety. And, largest loss of the year, lost by 22. It was their worst game of the year last year. And if Pennsbury, they want to get off to a hot start. They haven't won their first game since 2016. It's been 8 years since the Falcons won their opener. If there's any way they want to start hot, it's by taking game 1 and going 1-0.
We're going to look at the starters, the offenses for both of these teams in just a little bit as the long orange line, the Pennsbury Falcon Marching Band, takes the field, gets us closer to kickoff. This is the McCaffrey's Game of the Day. McCaffrey's Food Markets, exceptional every day. And we want to say thank you to PIAA District 1 and let you know that they are looking for officials for all sports. If you're interested, visit PIAA for more information. Again, that's PIAA.org if you're interested in becoming an official, finding out more about that. PIAA District 1 wishing all student athletes the best of luck on the field and in the classroom. Trentonian pregame show. Don't forget, if you miss any of tonight's action, read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian for your complete local and national news. 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian, or online at Trentonian.com, the only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week. It's the Trentonian. And again, we open up the 2025 high school football season here from Fairless Hills, PA, with a clash between the Pennsbury Falcons and the Konkrete kids of Northampton High School. And before the game, I believe we're going to get a rendition of the Star Spangled Banner here from the Long Orange Line. Maybe even more of a performance. We'll see. We don't know what to expect as far as the band is concerned. But we do know that no one, and we mean no one, makes better South Philly sandwiches and hoagies than 9th Street on Main in Yardley. And we welcome them here to Pennsbury Falcon football. They're helping to power our postgame as they'll pass along a hoagie from 9th Street on Main to one of the Falcon players of the game. Steak sandwiches made with sliced ribeye, chicken cutlet sandwiches, the South Philly hoagies made on South Philly seeded bread, the roast pork, meatball, eggplant, and sausage. Great sandwiches, plus all-day breakfast sandwiches. Catering available. 9th Street on Main in Yardley at 40 South Main Street. Open Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 6. And Saturdays open till 4. And open on Sundays during the football season from 10 to 2. No other place like 9th Street on Main. Chris Ermer with Ben Goldstein and Gus Barber ready to bring you the action here from Pennsbury.
Those chicken cutlet sandwiches at 9th Street on Main, delicious.
I've had one myself.
Delicious.
Yes.
Very good.
Hey, the fastest growing, most award-winning, locally owned and operated car wash in Lower Bucks. We're talking about Juniors Express. That's right near Pennsbury High School, the corner of New Falls and Hood Boulevard. Right there on the corner, Juniors Express, owned by a Pennsbury graduate who is proud to support his alma mater. Join Junior Express's car wash rewards program and get a free $20 car wash. Take advantage of discounted monthly packages and free vacuums. Juniors Express Car Wash, open Monday through Saturday from 7 to 7. Saturdays open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the corner of New Falls Road and Hood Boulevard, also at 2270 Bristol Oxford Valley Road in Levittown. Getting you closer to kickoff, and we'll take a look at the Pennsbury starters. At quarterback for the Falcons, it's going to be sophomore Jack Arndt, a transfer from the Hun School. Likely throughout this season, we'll also see quarterback David Kane, who sounds like he's nursing a little bit of a leg injury. And in the backfield for this Pennsbury team, a tandem we saw last year, Jordan Brensinger, who gained more than 1,000 yards on the ground for the Falcons in 2024, and Caden Brown, who joined him about midway through the season and really showed his toughness. The other day was hanging out with our new Pennsbury, our new high school football shows on WBCB with Jordan Hirsch. And he was asking about this Pennsbury Falcon team. We were kind of previewing the action, asking, who are the players to watch. And I think I undersold Caden Brown's importance in this offense this year. That fullback spot is so critical in a ground and pound approach. And his toughness made a huge difference last year. He was out there with very physical play in the scrimmage against Truman.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see, obviously, how that plays well with the offensive line. We were talking about a little bit. There's some new faces at that offensive line spot, and a lot of big holes. A lot of big holes to replace, especially with like a guy like Rocco May, who's going to be able to fill those holes. Ben over here is saying it's going to be a guy maybe like Connor O'Brien.
So for the national anthem.
PA guy, don't want to interrupt him.
America. Thank you.
All right, here's the Long Orange Line as we get closer to kickoff. WBCB back with Pennsbury High School football as they open up the 2025 season, taking on the Konkrete Kids of Northampton Township. So, mentioned Jack Arndt at QB. We'll see Caden Brown at fullback with Jordan Brensinger, the tailback for this Pennsbury Falcon team. Like you were talking about, Gus, a lot of new faces on the offensive line. Yeah. And to go into the toughness category, how about Spencer Grimm and the toughness that he showed last year? That's going to be so necessary. Coach Snyder was telling me they had 5 different guys play the center position. Might even be 6 different guys because of injuries and different things. But Spencer Grimm, I think, showed his toughness, and they're going to need him to be a leader in that group.
Don't even get me started on my guy, Spence. I love my guy, Spence, and he's going to be one of those key components of one of the only few returning guys on that offensive line. And like you said, there was a lot of revolving faces at that center position due to injury, but he was the guy that was locking it down for the while until he broke his arm in that game. Broke his arm, didn't even realize it, played the rest of the game, went to the doctor after the game. So that just shows you his toughness right there. Didn't even realize in the game that he broke his arm. So hopefully him, Connor O'Brien, can bring in some of those familiar faces, try to secure that offensive line position with a lot of new faces. I know we were talking about possibly, I wasn't here for the scrimmage. You were here looking at 55 Jimmy Kuhn, 74 Michael Leahy, and 75 Deshaun Sampson. So interesting what those guys are going to be able to bring into that offensive line group to hold it down, because we all know Pennsbury's offense, it always revolves around the offensive line.
Yeah, and the other familiar face on that Pennsbury offensive line is Connor O'Brien, who's getting some looks at the next level. And then we'll have a good blocking tight end for the Pennsbury Falcons, Dante Ciola, who comes in with some varsity experience, and who knows, maybe they'll target him through the air a little bit, along with wide receiver Sean Beatty. We saw quite a bit of that in the Pennsbury scrimmage against Truman, but many of the observers kind of said, well, that's what Galen will do in a scrimmage, but once we get into the regular season, expect to see that ground and pound. But if they can mix in a little bit more of the air attack, Ben, that's just going to, allow them to be more dynamic and keep their opposition off balance.
That's for sure. If you can throw in a little bit of trickery and
here come the Falcons.
Let's welcome our 2025 Pennsbury Falcons.
If you can get a little bit of trickery, get the air game going, that can of course, as you said, open up your offense so much more. And yeah, I mean, Dante Ciola, tight end, he'll be a majority blocking guy, but he can definitely get yards for the Falcons. And Sean Beatty, Galen Snyder said, as Jordan Hurst reported on the show yesterday, he may be the best overall skill player on this team. Snyder said earlier this week about Beatty, athletic, wide receiver, defensive back, can really do it all for Pennsbury. And if Arndt can connect with him at all this season, he can do serious damage.
Oh, man, feeling the energy as we get even closer to kickoff. McCaffrey's game of the night. One of the things that is goes in the interesting or coincidental column. I know both teams are orange and black, which is kind of unusual for the Pennsbury Falcons to be facing another team.
You know what?
They got orange and gray on today.
Yeah, I remember us pointing that out last year, too. Us going there because it was our first time at Northampton. It was a nice facility. Everything, they accommodated us very nicely.
Yep.
But first thing we noticed was their colors are also orange and black with some white mixed in. So that's a first for Pennsbury, but obviously feels better at home with their orange and black.
And it's also much nicer to not be driving an hour and a half to see another orange.
It is nice. It is nice.
Yeah, it was the Konkrete Kids who had to take the road trip down here to Fairless Hills. They're led by senior quarterback Gavin Taff, and he was a handful for the Falcons last year, a dual threat at QB. Also running the football for them is going to be Zeke Spencer. And, both teams, the first objective is to establish the run game and, try to keep the clock running and get that ground game going. And we'll see maybe Zeke Spencer, that combination of Spencer and quarterback Gavin Taff. Going to be a lot to handle today for the Pennsbury Falcons.
Yeah, and Sincere Waddlington last year gave the Falcons some trouble. Also a great name, Sincere Waddlington, so watch out for him as the fullback as well.
And we'll talk more about the starters for the Konkrete Kids. Tonight's game brought to you by DiLorenzo's The Berg Pizza, 8919 New Falls Road in Levittown, owned and operated by third-generation family member Tyler DiLorenzo. He uses the same recipes his great-grandparents did back in the 1940s in Trenton's famous Chambersburg section. Try the only original Trenton tomato pie, other great gourmet pizzas like their mustard pie, soups, fresh salads, hot sandwiches, and homemade pasta dishes, all served in a very safe, clean environment. A great spot there at DiLorenzo's, just down the street from Pennsbury High School, as the captains meeting at midfield. Caden Brown out there with Dante Ciola, Spencer Grimm, and Sean Beatty for the Pennsbury Falcons. For Northampton, Sincere Wadlington with quarterback Gavin Taff. And Raymond Evangelista, Riley Montgomery, senior captain for the Konkrete Kids. Again, thanks to DiLorenzo's The Berg Pizza. Falcons won the toss, and they'll take the football.
Well, Northampton did, but they deferred.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you. Thanks,
no problem. I didn't want to interrupt you. Obviously, the great ads that provide us for this game today, but I, got my Knox, if that's short for binoculars. If you don't know, now you know. But, was able to look in, and Northampton won the toss, deferred it to the second half. Pennsbury's able to receive. Well, that's going to be good. We're going to see how this offense, get that opening punch. It's going to be a long fight tonight, so let's see how you answer to start this bout.
It's going to be a hard knock life out there.
For us.
I'm going with those binocular.
I got an extra pair if you want some.
We got 3 pairs of Knox up here right now.
3 pairs of Knox,
I got a pair. Gus has 2 pairs for some reason.
I got a big pair and a little pair,
Oh, yeah.
I like the little pair more, but sometimes they're not as zoomed in, so you got to get the bigger pair with Knox.
Hey, one of the groups that we really got to thank, the Pennsbury Football Parents Club. They invite you to check out the all-new concession stands at the Pennsbury home games this year.
They're big.
And also check out the all-new Pennsbury apparel. Get your orange and black on it. When it comes to your roof, Kangaroof has you covered for more than 30 years. Kangaroof has been your trusted team. More than roofs, Kangaroof does siding, windows, doors, and gutters, plus kitchens, bathrooms, and decking. 3 decades of experience and hometown pride. Kangaroof, give them a call. abrooksconstruction.com. And again, thanks to the Pennsbury Football Parents Club. The Falcons went 5-6 last season, looking to get off to a good start tonight against the Konkrete Kids, who upended them 24-2 up in Northampton. And we are underway. Jackson Sant with the kickoff. It's taken by Sean Beatty at the 15-yard line. Up across the 25 to the 35. And Beatty is dropped there. Falcons will get going 1st and 10 at their own 35.
Oh, feels good to be back. The first tackles and first hit of the season. Doesn't even feel like August, too. It kind of feels like fall tonight. Nice, brisk and
great weather. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful night for this one. McCaffrey's game of the night, no question about that, as Jack Arndt gets the play from Matt McCartney. So Matt McCartney will be in there at split end. Spencer Grimm breaks the huddle. And Arndt under center sets him down. Gives the football to Brensinger. And Jordan Brensinger with a 5-yard pickup. Actually give him 6. Brensinger picks up 6. The Falcons with a 2nd and 4 as we are underway. High school football back on BCB. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Falcons a playoff team in back-to-back-to-back years. But unfortunately for the Falcons, they lost their first game of the playoffs. That time, a handoff to Caden Brown. And Brown manages just a yard. Hard running there from number 2. The fullback senior, who's also the holder when it comes to their field goal or place kicking.
Falcons offensive line from left to right. Michael Leahy as the left tackle, or right tackle, excuse me. Jaheen Sampson is at the guard. Spencer Graham, guy in the middle. Jimmy Coons. And rounding it out on the near side, tackle is number 65, Connor O'Brien, with Dante Ciola at the tight end, assisting with the blocking.
Yeah, Ciola on the near side as Arndt rolls out, throws the football. It's complete to Caden Brown. Brown with a first down and more across the Northampton 40, goes out of bounds at the 37, and the Falcons pick up a big first down as they go to their sophomore QB, and he connects with Brown for a big pickup.
Yeah, that's good to see. You like to see, obviously, the quarterback go in motion, find a guy out in the middle. It was kind of hard, a lot of third downs and third downs and long to kind of convert those last year. But obviously, if you can get that this year, that's going to be huge for this Pennsbury Falcons offense.
I asked quarterback Coach Ferreira what he's seen here so far from Jack Arndt, and he said leadership and an attention to detail. That's what you want from that QB spot as he sets him down under center, hands off to Brensinger. Not much there for Brensinger as he leans forward and gets up to the 35.
Yeah, that was a good lead block by Jimmy Coons there to really open kind of a lane up for Brensinger. Really finished it too. Got the guy on the ground and pancaked him. You want to see that through the offensive line. Like we said, this ground and pound Pennsbury Falcons famous offense of Galen Snyder always goes through the trenches, and you got to have some big guys up front. So it's good to see that by new starter Jimmy Coons.
2nd and 8 from the 35. Arndt will flip it out to Brensinger. Running room on the outside, up to the 30, goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and that'll be enough for another Pennsbury Falcon first down as they're on the move on their opening drive of the season. Defensively for the Konkrete kids, you got Sincere Wadlington at defensive end, Elijah Widener, one of the defensive tackles, along with Chase Coro, Gerald Bretzik at defensive end, along with their linebackers, Keegan Hackett, Rocco Amato, and Chase Zarnecki. Their safeties are Noah Klein and Robert Wambold. And then you got High and Barniak, the two cornerbacks, as Arndt sets them down, gives up the middle to Caden Brown. Running room up the gut across the 20. He's up to the 17-yard line before he's wrestled down. It's an 8-yard pickup for Brown.
Brown and Brensinger getting nice blocks from their offensive linemen, specifically on the 10-yard gain from Brensinger. O'Brien leading the way with a big pancake, opening a lane for Brensinger to get a couple extra yards. Nice blocking there as well for Brown. So this young offensive line with a couple seniors mixed in, cooking so far.
And even besides the offensive line, you're seeing some good blocks by other guys, like even receivers like number 22, Matt McCartney. He has given a lot of good blocks in this drive. Couple one back, honestly, opened up a lane for Brown.
There on the counter, the handoff goes to Brensinger. He crosses the 15 up to the 14-yard line, and in the process picks up another Pennsbury Falcon first down. The Falcons inside the red zone on their opening drive as we get down to the 8-minute mark of the first quarter.
Very good opening drive here for the Falcons, what you want to see. Now let's just see if they're able to punch it in the end zone and get the 6 on the board.
Yeah, you got to finish the deal here. Falcons do have a good kicker, Angelo Pereira, waits on the sidelines as Arndt sets him down. Hands off again to Brensinger. Brensinger tripped up and picks up a couple. He's to the 11.
Yeah, it looks like he picked up 3 there, but even that, with a little bit of a slip, he's still able to get 3.
We saw a lot of trouble with the Falcons last year inside the red zone early in the year, and that was under quarterback Henry Garlitz. Started to open up a little bit more as they went throughout the season. Now, behind Jack Arndt, we'll see what they can do inside the 15 in 2025.
Matt McCartney comes in with the play. They're set to go as he heads over to the far side of the field, split wide with Beatty in the slot. Arndt hands off to Caden Brown. Little hesitation at the line of scrimmage, pushes forward, and makes his way to the 7. Another 3-yard pickup. But the Falcons now with a 3rd down and 3.
Looks like the refs are going to put it at like the halfway mark. Obviously, you hear our PA guy say it's a long 3rd and 3.5. Long 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3.5, some would say.
Aiden Kitchenman in with the play this time for the Pennsbury Falcons. Third and 3 from inside the 10. Handoff to Brensinger, has a hole across the 5, leans forward. That's enough for a Pennsbury Falcon first down at the goal-to-go situation, and almost enough for a Falcon touchdown as Brensinger leaned forward, came up about a yard short, and they'll say he went down at the 2, so first and goal from the 2.
Yeah, and it looks like he just got tripped up by a Northampton Konkrete player, just narrowly getting their foot, but he was so close to getting in there, and it was a great job by the offensive line to even open up a lane there. It's been an impressive job by this offensive line opening drive.
Yeah, he just tripped over a little concrete out there, or else he was going to be in the end zone.
Keegan Hackett was the guy with the trip up. Nice play by the Konkrete kid.
That's why we got Ben here. I knew somebody tripped him up, just couldn't figure out exactly who.
On the doorstep here, Arndt ready to set him down, and Northampton calling timeout with 5:26 to go as they want to talk it over. Pennsbury moving the football down the field and on the doorstep on their opening drive.
43 yards on the ground for the Falcons, getting them into this situation.
You know, time to get your lawn looking out of this road with Galaxy Landscaping. Whether you need annual mowing during the season or an overall uplift to your home's landscape, Galaxy Landscaping can do it all. Garden care, mulch installation, trimming and pruning. The Galaxy Landscaping team is here to give you great service at an affordable price. Call Pennsbury alumni Matt and Sean to book Galaxy Landscaping for all of your lawn care needs at 267-842-5299. And again, PIAA District 1 looking for officials for all sports. If you're interested, visit PIAA.org for more information. Again, that's PIAA.org if you're interested in becoming an official. PIAA District 1 wishes all student athletes the best of luck on the field and in the classroom. And now the Pennsbury Falcons call a timeout after Northampton talks it over. Now the Falcons will get things together as they get ready for a first and goal from the 2.
Yeah, and you want to look back at this whole drive, and it's been a really good drive. A lot of good running, a lot of good holes opened up by the offensive line. But you can probably contribute this all the way back from the very first couple snaps when they had that 3rd and about 4, 3rd and 5, where new quarterback Jack Arndt was able to roll to the right, find a player, get him in the open field and get him the first down. Last year, the Falcons had trouble converting those kind of situations at midfield, closer to their end zone, 3rd down and 4, 3rd down and 5 of converting those kind of situations. So to see that on the opening drive against this pretty good Northampton team, that's a very good sign for this offense on this opening drive.
And a huge confidence builder for the coaches and the players. I think to know that, you know, when those plays are called, they're going to be executed. And now the Falcons looking to punch it in. First and goal from the 2. Jack Arndt under center, gives to Caden Brown, and Caden Brown, wow, it looked like he was right at the doorstep, but he is not in. He gets down inside the 1 before the Falcons are turned away, and they will mark it at the 1-yard line, second and goal from there.
Yeah, it looked like a head-on-head car collision there. Caden Brown lowered his shoulder, Northampton player lowered his shoulder, and just met in the middle. It was a hard hit. Caden Brown tried everything he could. Just good job by Northampton not letting him in. Still, though, second and goal to go. Looks like they have this at the 1.
Falcons even closer to pay dirt. Arndt this time gives to Brensinger, And Jordan Brensinger is cut down shy of the goal line as he goes down inside the 1 yard line. Was that Wadlington in on the play for Northampton as they look to make a goal line stand. They've now moved it to 3rd and goal.
Yeah, Northampton made a wall in front of Brensinger, and he went headfirst, slammed into that wall, and was just met like it was a brick wall and went nowhere. Or I should say a concrete wall, and just went absolutely nowhere. Great defensive stand here by Northampton.
I'll tell you, boys, the puns have been immaculate tonight.
Kind of got a jumbo package in there for the Falcons as Sam Comer comes in, the 6-foot, 220-pounder, adding a little bit of beef. From the 1, handoff to Caden Brown, not quite. And the Konkrete kids push it to a 4th and goal situation. It's decision time for Coach Snyder. I mean, when you get this close, you don't want to settle for 3.
Yeah, you got to think of the other hand. If you don't convert this is a very hard spot for the Northampton offense if somehow you're not able to convert this. So,
and it looks like the Falcons will take another timeout. Coach Snyder comes in along with Matt McCartney. And with 3:07 to go in the first quarter, the Falcons with a critical 4th and goal coming up. It's the McCaffrey's Game of the Night on WBCB. Chris Ermer, Gus Barber, Ben Goldstein here on a Friday night. Game 2, by the way, is on a Thursday. Falcons are back here because of the holiday weekend. They play that game on Thursday against Quakertown. Again, the Pennsbury Football Parents Club inviting you to check out the all-new concession stands at Pennsbury home games this year. Also check out the all-new Pennsbury apparel. Also with us for tonight's game, and 20 minutes from Langhorne, a better Ford car and truck buying experience at Haldeman Ford. Route 33 in Hamilton Township. More selection, better pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, Haldeman Ford, Route 33, Hamilton Township. 4th and goal, and the Falcons going for it. Arndt sets him down. Hands off, and the Falcons are in. Caden Brown with a 1-yard touchdown run. And Pennsbury on the scoreboard. It's a 6-0 game. Right, was that Brown in there?
I believe so, yeah. Caden Brown, just an excellent way to finish that opening drive. It was what you wanted to see from kickoff to end zone. Just great blocking, offensive line playing great, running backs able to find hole, and then even a 3rd down conversion from the quarterback. And obviously, you know, the kicker, the man, the myth, the legend, Angelo Pereira, is obviously money right there.
Splits the uprights, makes it 7-0 with 3:04 to go in the first quarter. The Pennsbury Falcons strike on their opening drive of the 2025 season, marching it downfield, and then once they got on the goal line, had a little bit of trouble. The Konkrete kids pushed them to 4th and 1, but Caden Brown pushes his way into the end zone. Well, that's a great way to start the high school football season and get a little bit of payback against this Konkrete kids bunch that they couldn't get the offense going last year. The only points coming from a safety. So great to get some points from the offense to get this game started and get the season underway.
And not only that, but just how the offense looked in general. Like I said, just every asset of the offense looked good there on that opening drive. Now the offense looked good. Now let's see how Luke Snyder and this defense looks on the opening drive against Northampton's offense.
And as we mentioned, some fresh faces on the offense, a lot of new guys out there on the defensive side of the ball, and they're going to be put to the test now as Angelo Pereira awaits the whistle.
Falcons 45 yards on the ground getting into the end zone, and when you look at how much time that they took off the clock, there's 3 minutes and 4 seconds left in this first quarter. A long running it down your throat drive for Pennsbury in true ground and pound fashion, and that's how you like to see the Falcons start off a campaign.
Number 33, Don Barkanek, back to receive for Northampton. And Angelo Pereira kicks it deep inside the 5, bobbled, but picked up. And then tackled inside the 15-yard line. Great play by Jacob Depew. Gets down there quickly and gets right to the ball carrier. And one of the other keys right there, a long kickoff, which I think we're going to see on a regular basis from Angelo Pereira.
He has the leg strength. Last year, you saw a lot of kind of those bloop kicks, but we were always questioning, why not let him try to kick it deeper? We always thought he had the leg strength. Obviously, that's what they're maybe trying to do this year, and what a beautiful kickoff kick.
Gavin Taff from the gun takes the snap and hands the football off to Zeke Spencer. And the Falcons stop Northampton for no gain on first down. Nothing there for the Konkrete kids.
I've talked a lot about the offense, who's going to fill some holes on that spot of the side of the ball. Now defensively, linebacker, who's going to fill some of that? And that was a big tackle there by Justin LaRue Madison.
Yeah, LaRue Madison, he's going to be big time. We got another Bagley out there, of course. You had John Bagley, Nate Bagley, and now Luke Bagley, who already was making his presence felt on the varsity level last year.
You knew you were going to see another Bagley out there, and you heard a lot about him offense.
A handoff, little hesitation run up the middle across the 20-yard line goes Zeke Spencer.
23, Zeke Spencer on the carry for 6 yards.
6-yard pickup up to the 21 for Northampton.
Yeah, and another guy in that linebacker room, I think you're going to try to fill that void for, the Walker role is Henry Garlitz. You heard a lot of him last year on the offensive side. Obviously, he was the starting quarterback for a little bit, but I think he is more of a defensive player. He's going to fit that linebacker room and maybe be able to fill that hole from Walker of last year.
Yeah, they moved Garlitz to inside linebacker this season, and before the third down play, Northampton takes a timeout with 1:38 to go in the first quarter.
Jake Parada as well, another guy kind of outside linebacker, nickel position mate on the tackle there. Is another guy to keep your eye on, senior.
Tonight's game brought to you by Senator Steve Sanacero, proudly serving the 10th Senatorial District and proudly supporting today's football game as a public service to the community. Senator Sanacero supports the youth of our community, tomorrow's future leaders. And Steve himself, as a former teacher, is a leader in education along with infrastructure, environment, women's health issues, and gun violence protection in the 10th Senatorial District. And if your school would like a tour of the Capitol in Harrisburg, contact Steve's office at SenatorSteveSanacero.com. That's SenatorSteveSanacero.com. Senator Sanacero hopes you're enjoying today's game. And the Pennsbury Falcons enjoyed that first drive, and now it's a 3rd and 3 from the 21 for Northampton, and the give goes to Spencer, slips one tackle but can't get past the next defender, and it's only a 1-yard pickup, and the Falcons force a 4th and 2, and Northampton opting to kick away.
Yeah, and you look at that play right there. Great initial contact by the defensive player for the Falcons. I believe it was number 11, Jacob Parada, to get in to hit the ball carrier in the backfield to slow him down and let some of the other dogs on defense able to corral him and get him down.
Sean Beatty late to get back to receive the kick. And it's a good one. The spiraling high kick, fair catch called for and made at the 43. So the Pennsbury Falcons will get back to work from their own 43-yard line. 1st and 10. And they're in front 7-0 with under a minute remaining in the first quarter. McCaffrey's game of the night here on WBCB, also made possible by Puss in Boots, a Fairless Hills landmark.
Now David Kane is out there at quarterback for the Falcons, so Jack Arndt started the game, and the second drive, you have Kane in the game.
And Kane and Art kind of with different skill sets. Kane more of a drop-back passer. And he stands in the shotgun and gives to Jordan Brensinger. Brensinger up near the 45. Picks up a couple.
I like this. You get to see, obviously what you have in both quarterbacks, see what both of them can do. You saw the good third down conversion in the first drive by Arndt. Now let's see what Kane can do.
The other thing I like about this is that Kane was a little banged up in the preseason, in camp, and in the scrimmage. So just to see him be able to get out there and participate, a good sign.
They could also have a little bit of a quarterback battle here early in the season, and now in this first non-league game, try to test it out before they get to the league schedule.
Brown there in motion, gets the give, and carries it out to midfield as the horn sounds. We reach the end of the first quarter in the McCaffrey's game of the night with the Pennsbury Falcons in front of Northampton 7-0. And mentioned Puss in Boots just a moment ago, a Fairless Hills landmark. Hosted the Pennsbury preview show, and they've been supporting Pennsbury for decades. Oh, hold on a second. Let me get this going.
Cheerleaders perform a cheer in honor of our special guest tonight, Major. We also like to give a huge thank you to Bryn Mawr Trust for sponsoring our brand new Falcon breakaway banner. Good luck, Pennsbury cheerleaders.
Pennsbury cheerleaders always doing a great job bringing the energy. And they do a special cheer tonight for one of their classmates, Major Strong. A green out as Pennsbury is supporting.
Great job, ladies. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 at midfield for Falcons.
All right, so we flipped the field, 3rd and 3 for Pennsbury. And before the play, timeout taken by the Falcons. So that is their 3rd timeout utilized here in the first half. All right, so maybe I'll get time to talk a little bit more about Puss in Boots. I keep getting interrupted.
Man. Talk about them. I love me some Puss in Boots.
Always something good going on over there. Tuesdays, Taco Tuesdays. Wednesdays, they do their homemade meatloaf platters. Thursdays are Italian days. Meatball sliders, foot-long Italian sausage sandwiches, chicken parm lunch sandwiches. On Fridays at the Boot, it's Friday Fun Day specials, and Saturdays, of course, Puss in Boots with their famous $1 hot dogs all day. Sunday, $1 chicken fingers and $6 cheesesteaks. Shuffleboard, pool, cornhole, darts, jukebox, a ton of fun at the Boot. Puss in Boots open 7 days for lunch and dinner. They're closed, open, Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner.
I don't think they're ever closed, Chris. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it says they're open 7 days, and then it says closed Monday. So
they ain't closed. They go on Mondays. They'll be open. My Delco's coming out of me.
3rd and 3. And flags fly. False start.
We have our first penalty.
The call against Pennsbury. As Kane hands the football back to the officials, and they'll mark Pennsbury back 5 yards to give them a 3rd and 8. As we're just underway in the second quarter, Pennsbury with a time-consuming opening drive, marched it right down the field, and then punched it in a 1-yard run from number 2, Caden Brown.
When was the last time Pennsbury started their season at Falcon Field? Because the last time they were home for the start, they were at Truman.
Right, yeah.
I don't know.
It brings up a good point, actually.
I mean, it might be back to the last time the Falcons won one of their opening games, which was 2016.
Yeah. That's my senior year, baby.
3rd and 8. Kane drops back, throws, and it's picked off. Keegan Hackett with the interception, and on the run back, flags come flying out.
Oh,
Looks like that's going to go against Northampton, and after the play, some pushing and shoving and additional flags flying through the air.
A lot of laundry on the field, a lot of yellow laundry. But
That
yeah,
was major, though, a huge turning point in a game where not much was going right for Northampton. They come up with a big play on 3rd and 8, an interception. They will have the football. I think these flags come after that play was made.
It was definitely on the return. I think it was either like a blindside block or something like that. Yeah,
right.
crack back on it. I think it was on somebody hit Brensinger on the return back. But yeah, there's nothing you could do there if you're Kane. He had a receiver. He thought he had time and then just had a DN hit him from behind off the edge. Affected his throw, and there was a linebacker right there for the ball. Looked like he might have had a Falcon open, just didn't have enough time. Obviously, there's flags on the return back. I think there might be flags after with a lot of that pushing and shoving.
Right, as he was hit, threw it into a crowd of defenders. And as you said, probably a penalty on the run back, a crackback block or a block in the back. That will go against Northampton. And then I think they're going to get another unsportsmanlike for some of the celebrating that was going on after the play. But we await the official's decision.
6 refs, too, talking it out. Has there always 6 refs? Or is this like a week 1 specialty? I think that's a lot of refs, but obviously there's a lot of different opinions. A lot of different eyes saw different things. So there could be, who knows, 4 different flags.
yeah. Kane had
Personal foul, that will go against the Konkrete kids. No, 2 personal fouls. Man, this guy's doing all kinds of signals out there. Then he's like, they're all declined. So now they will, from the spot of the interception, they'll mark it back to the 49-yard line. And it's going to be Northampton football with 11:45 to go after the Pennsbury interception.
Kane was looking for Beatty down the near sideline and just, it was big number 73. It was Chase Caro that escaped and forced the disruption with Kane. And, I mean, ball just goes right into the hands of Hackett. Just unfortunate for Kane as that pocket collapsed and, of course, everything that went on after it. But
Yeah, it looked like Beatty was able to get past some of the defense, and there was a lot of Northampton defenders trying to catch up to him, but since it was affected.
The third one was on Northampton.
All right, so there's a explanation from the PA. 3 personal fouls called on that play after the interception.
Yeah, sorry, I know I just stopped abruptly talking there, but it was we finally got an explanation.
Taff with a throw out to Spencer, and he gets blown up by Bagley. Great play as Luke Bagley comes in and drops him for a loss of 4.
Well, it wouldn't be a Pennsbury Falcons season unless we are able to talk about Bagley making a big play. Which one? Well, this year it's going to be a lot of Luke Bagley.
I also give a shout out to Rachel Bagley, who had a big play even before the game started, giving us the program books.
She does a great job hooking us up, even during the season, after the season. She always does a great job for us. So nothing but love for the Bagley family.
Taff there faked the give, and then on the rollout hits Sincere Wadlington.
Looks like there's a Falcon injured on the ground.
Wadlington picks up about 14.
Zaire Dye, it looks like.
Zaire Dye, yes, slow to get up. As Gus said, he does get to his feet, but trouble getting to the Pennsbury sideline. Clock stop with 10:52 to go, second quarter. McCaffrey's game of the night here on WBCB. And that was a big connection there for Gavin Taff.
He had 12 TDs last year along with 1,300 yards.
So Falcons are going to have to get a replacement for Zaire Dye, who gets a round of applause.
Yeah, it looks like he's not able to put much weight on that left leg. Not sure if it was a foot, ankle, or knee, but hope the best there, Zaire. Obviously, you don't want to see that in the very first game of the season.
Garland Dockery out there on the far side corner. The handoff goes to Zeke Spencer up the middle. Picks up a few yards, and in the process moves the sticks for Northampton. It's a Konkrete kid first down with 10:36 to go in the first half. Again, next week, Falcons back here at home on Thursday night. A 7 o'clock kickoff as they take on the Panthers of Quakertown. Then they hit the road for a match with the Golden Hawks of Council Rock South. A throw over the middle, a completion up to the 28-yard line. Taff finds Don Barkanic. Barkanic sets him up with a 2nd and 5.
Keeping an eye over here on Zaire Dye on the sideline. Looks like he was talking to the trainer. Maybe somebody landed on the outside of his knee. He's been able to walk on it, now jogging up down the sideline. Looks like he's going to go tell coach to go back in the game. So great to see there by number 5, Zaire Dye on the Falcons.
On 3rd down, a throw out to the flat, complete to Joey High. But a great job to get to the football by the Falcons on the outside. Depew.
Second straight tackle for Depew. Been all over the place tonight.
Yeah, and to help finish that was Beatty right there to kind of help finish that tackle with a big thud. Seen a lot of good big hits for the Falcons defense here early. Obviously, you know that's going to come with new DC Luke Snyder. He's known for powerful thumping hits.
Yeah, known for toughness. Is no gain there. 3rd and 4 for Northampton. The give, no, it's a fake. Play action into the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown. The connection to Noah Klein as Taft puts it right on him, and the Konkrete kids into the end zone to make it 7-6 in the McCaffrey's game of the night.
Oh my goodness, Chris. That was an absolute dot. He could not have put that any better on the receiver. Great job for the receiver to kind of track that and kind of catch it over his right shoulder. But man, oh man, what a way to answer for Northampton. A little weird setup here for the extra point.
They're going to
do that swinging door kind of thing.
Yeah, it's something weird. But man, oh man, that throw was amazing. Not bad coverage by Falcons. Just receiver got a little bit behind him, and that's all the quarterback needed.
Jackson Sant shanks it, and the extra point is no good. So as we come back up the field with 8:47 to go in the second quarter, it's Pennsbury 7 and Northampton 6. McCaffrey's game of the night on WBCB, and great to be back with high school football. Want to thank all of our sponsors, including Brian Rogers at Yardley Pharmacy, 175 South Main Street in Yardley. Brian is a hometown community leader and pharmacist who will go out of his way to help his customers. He'll make sure you understand everything about your medications, answer any of your questions, including insurance questions. Yardley Pharmacy, owned by Brian Rogers, and no one is going to give you better service than an owner-operated business like Yardley Pharmacy. Avoid the big chains. Stay local with people who are there every day and know you. Yardley Pharmacy offers medical equipment too at 175 South Main Street, Yardley. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 6:30. Saturdays open 9 to 2, and delivery is available. Also, Bill Redner called me. He said, yeah, Puss in Boots is open 7 days.
They're open on holidays. I've gone there on Christmas, I feel like. I've been there weird days.
Kickoff picked off the turf by Beatty and puts together a decent return up across the 30 to set the Falcons up with a 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line with 8:40 to go in the second quarter.
Jack Arndt entering the game back at quarterback for the Falcons. Gavin Taff on that last drive for Northampton, 5 for 5, 48 yards, including that 38-yard dime of a touchdown. So great drive for Taft and Northampton. And now Arndt will look to strike back. He's 1 for 1 with the 25-yard completion to Caden Brown back in the first drive.
He led a commanding opening drive, and then the Falcons opted to go to David Kane. I think one of the hallmarks of a Galen Snyder team, too, is that he is trying things early in the season, exposing players, maybe new opportunities, handoff up the middle to Caden Brown, and Brown pushing his way across the 35 to the 36. Nice pickup by the Falcon fullback.
Yeah, we said it last year a lot about Brown. Brown refuses to go down, dragging guys with him across the field. Did it once again here, and that's good to see. He's bringing his toughness back this season.
Yeah, what can Brown do for you? Pick up 7 yards.
There you go.
On first down. You know, I was talking to Coach Snyder, and I said, yeah, this ground and pound, you get 3 yards and a cloud of dust. And he said, yeah, it works more when you pick up 5 or 8 yards in a cloud of dust. And right there, a burst forward by Jordan Brensinger at the end of the run. And that will pick up a Pennsbury Falcon first down as he's up to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and you would think, after everything that happened, you could maybe think of momentum swinging in Northampton's way. But you look at it offensively, everything has been going pretty good so far. You only had that one blunder, and it wasn't even like a self-inflicted blunder. It just was good pressure by Northampton and affection of a throw. So you look overall, this Pennsbury offense has been rolling, so you got to calm down, let what happened in the last drive happen, and go out here and do it. And so far, a good driving, picking up at least 1 first down.
Arndt drops back, throws downfield. Sean Beatty is open, and contact, which will draw flags for a defensive pass interference and move the Falcons up the field 15 yards.
That was an excellent throw by Arndt right to Beatty, who's just, that ball would have been caught if the defender didn't jump all over him, but excellent ball from the young sophomore.
Yeah, if my math is correct, I believe that was 45 yards in the air of hang time for that throw. So that's great, what you want to see out of the quarterback play for the Falcons, something that they didn't really have much of last year. So if you can get some vertical threat in this offense, that just expands the ground and pound even so much more.
Yeah, great arm strength, and on that play, it even seemed like he could have put it further out there for Beatty to run underneath it.
Okay, so I guess they had to bring the ball all the way back to call it. That's a lot of walking for those referees. I think that's unnecessary, but I'll be honest, I'm not critiquing them. You got to do what you got to do.
They got to get their steps in.
That's a long walk for that referee. He's out of breath right now.
He's from like the 25 back to the 45 up to the.
He's huffing and puffing, and nobody helped him pick up that ball. They made him get that ball.
Hey, those officials are pretty fit,
yeah,
so I'll give them some credit. 44-yard line here, 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
Falcons past the midway point, past the 50-yard line. See how this offense now runs, getting close to the red zone. It looked good the first drive.
Arndt sets him down, pitches out to Brensinger, and Brensinger blown up, nowhere to go, as he's dropped by linebacker Rocco Amato, but flag thrown. Not sure if there was
I think there may
something
be
a face mask.
Yeah, face mask or horse collar tackle, something maybe in that kind of vicinity. That's the only thing I can think of, unless there was a hold somewhere else on the offensive line.
Face mask.
Yeah.
So a defensive pass interference and now a face mask against Northampton, allowing the Falcons to move the football further into Konkrete Kid territory with 7:07 to go in the second quarter. So they'll set it down with a first down at the 33 on the near hash.
Pennsbury getting lucky there. That was not a great play set up with Brensinger. Kind of got sworn, but
yeah, Amato had that
out.
one.
Yeah,
sniffed out.
Number 7, Kincherman checks in for Pennsbury.
We'll have all the Falcon action for you throughout the season. In week 4, they start their league contest against Penridge. Arndt here with a give to Brown, up the gut. And Brown stays on his feet, keeps the legs going, gets down close to the 25. They say makes it to the 26 before he goes down. That's a 7-yard pickup. And makes it second, we'll call it a long 3. Yeah, then the Pennsbury Falcons hit the road for a real tough part of their schedule as they go back-to-back-to-back weeks against all the Central Bucks teams.
But don't worry, folks. We will be riding with them. Not literally with them, but we will be taking the trip as well, so you'll be able to catch all those games, obviously, on WBCB Sports YouTube page.
Yeah, they're not going to let us on the bus, but we'll make it there somehow. Brensinger up the middle with a burst across the 15-yard line. Picks up another Pennsbury Falcon first down, and that time well-executed play gave him a little bit of space, and then Brensinger turns on the Jets, and the Falcons again inside the red zone. And another good drive here by Pennsbury in the first half of this game.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want to see. Just to not even open up the season, but just how you want your offense to perform maybe all season long. This has been such an excellent job so far by all assets of the offense. Besides one little blip in this whole offensive first half, you're like almost perfect.
Hand off to Brensinger across the 10. And he gains 3 for the Falcons up to the 10-yard line. 2nd and 7 as the clock moving with 4:48 and counting remaining in the first half.
Brensinger had a streak last year. It was the first 6 or 7 games. I think he was over 100 yards in every single one of them. Had 1,154 yards in total last year, up to 51 through 11 rushes this tonight.
So on 2nd and 7, Brensinger and Brown in the backfield. And Arndt gives to Caden Brown. And the fullback nowhere to go that time. It's Elijah Widener, the defensive tackle, with a good run stop. Brings up 3rd and 7. Yeah, then after they go back-to-back-to-back against the CB Central Bucks teams.
The CB gauntlet, we should say.
It is North Penn, followed by Abington and Neshaminy.
Abington and Neshaminy, they'll be home games, but we'll be traveling as well with the Falcons on North Penn. So they got a long stretch of away games that are decent traveling. So hopefully they can get off to a good start this season.
Yep, all their away games are all the long road trips.
Arndt rolls to the near side, tucks it, dips his shoulder across the 5-yard line, and looks like he's going to be close to enough for a Pennsbury first down. We'll see where they mark it. Looks like he got inside the 4.
Ooh, I think they're going to say very just short. Very just short. What does that mean? It's short.
It's close for sure. And they put the football down at the 4. You look at that far side marker, it looks like it's at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, it's at the 4.
Yeah, maybe they should get a measurement out here. Well, they're going to say it's short.
Yeah, it looks like it's 4th and inches for the Pennsbury Falcons from the Northampton 4.
Saw some athleticism on that run from Arndt, spinning around some guys, dodging around some tackles, and it's good to see. It certainly will help out Snyder's ground and pound when you got an athletic quarterback that can run a little bit.
I mean, right here, just sneak it. Instead, they'll give it. Brensinger, he pushes his way down to the 3. Just enough there for a 1st and goal.
He didn't get much, but he got just enough.
Got what they needed, and for the second time tonight, the Pennsbury Falcons in a 1st and goal situation.
Last time they were down and at the 1, 2, 3-yard line, it took them 4 downs to get into the end zone, and that wall, that concrete wall that Northampton built, and Pennsbury will try and get around it this time and get in.
Yeah, eventually they were able to penetrate that wall, but we'll see if they're going to do the same thing, just try to push their way or force this ball in with the ground game, and it is a give up the gut to fullback Caden Brown. And Brown stopped, no gain on 1st and goal, brings up 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line.
Yeah, and you start looking at this drive, and you're starting to look at this might not be just a want to score. You might need to score here, especially with the time. Only a minute and a half left before halftime, and the Konkrete kids deferred to the second half, so they're going to be receiving that second half kickoff. So you feel like you got to score here. If not, Northampton might be able to swing this and take the lead.
Meanwhile, using up some of the game clock, so you're not giving Northampton much to work with on the other side. The give is to Brensinger. He's got a hole, and he's into the end zone for a Pennsbury Falcon touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown run for Jordan Brensinger makes it 13-6 with 1:10 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, just absolutely phenomenal blocking up front from the offensive line and the wide receivers. Just really able to lock in their guys and not let them escape to get Brensinger going a free lane into the end zone. And another easy touchdown. Well, I shouldn't say another easy one, but another easy drive ending with a touchdown for the Falcons.
And the kick is good. Pereira makes it 14-6. As we come back up the field, the Pennsbury Falcons in front in the McCaffrey's game of the night here on WBCB. And like you said, Gus, kind of an easy-looking touchdown.
Yes.
That's because they got themselves right down there on the doorstep again.
Yeah, and obviously their first touchdown, it wasn't easy to get it in. It took up to 4th down. You were at the 1-inch line.
Yeah, but that time a little daylight for Brensinger.
Each drive, though, it was all accumulative to a good drive. Like, it looked good. You were able to drive down the field. First time, you were just able to execute plays, convert third downs. This time, you got a little help with some flags. But no matter what, you were able to get it into the end zone. And you got a 14-6 lead right now with only 1:10 left going into halftime.
So far.
Hopefully the defense can keep it up to 2 and stop the Konkrete kids from advancing in their next offensive drive.
Yeah, and so far it's all adding up to a great start for the Pennsbury Falcons here in 2025. McCaffrey's game of the night, Chris Ermer, along with Gus Barber, Ben Goldstein, and Justin Lawrence. Great to have you alongside as Angelo Pereira has gotten the whistle and set to send this one deep. Barkanek back to receive, but they throw it to the other side. Joey Hyde picks it up after dropping it initially, and he's got running room to the outside to the 25 before he goes flying through the air. Play made there by Jacob Depew.
I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of solo tackles made by Jacob Depew. He was running down the field and zipped it to the left, able to make the tackle there. He did that on defense a couple times. Depew, athletic and shifty on defense.
Well, how can you not just eye him up the whole way down with his long flowing hair? It's just, it's out there. It kind of reminds you of like a Brian Brayman from the Eagles. You know, rest in peace. He was a great Eagle linebacker. But when he was coming down on special teams on that kickoff unit, you saw him coming with that hair.
1st and 10, and Taff throws complete. A short pass out to Noah Klein. Those two connecting on the touchdown strike, but a good tackle by the Pennsbury Falcons to hold him to a short gain, 3-yard pickup.
That was Beatty on the tackle, his first tackle of the year.
Meanwhile, clock now getting close to the half-minute mark.
Taft 6 for 6.
And the handoff goes to Zeke Spencer, a burst up the middle. He crosses the 40 up to the 41 before he's brought down a first down for Northampton.
Yeah, and there wasn't many Pennsbury Falcons in the secondary to stop him there, so thankfully Falcons able to trip him up there, or that could have been dangerous.
Yeah, he had some daylight to work with as well. Another handoff to Spencer. Spencer weaving through traffic, a flag thrown.
Ooh, that was a tough fall right there for the Northampton Konkrete.
Yeah, Zeke Spencer down on the field with 8.6 seconds remaining.
Looks like there's a Falcon down on the field as well. Looks like it's Zaire Dye again. So man down on the field for both teams.
So with an injury timeout, we'll take a quick moment to let you know tonight's game brought to you by Jammer Doors and Windows, a fourth-generation local family-owned business since 1920, offering Raynor garage doors and openers, the finest garage doors and openers. And Jammer also carries patio doors, windows. They do sales, service, and installation, and they do their own installation. They don't use subcontractors. That saves you money, means fairer pricing, and they take more pride in the work that's performed, both residential and commercial. Sales and service. Visit Jammer Doors and Windows at their showroom, 2850 Brunswick Avenue, Business Route 1 in Lawrenceville. Their Yardley showroom in the Grist Mill is at 10 North Main Street. Open by appointment. Call 215-493-7709. All right, injury timeout. We'll step aside, return to Falcon Field in just a moment with Pennsbury on top of Northampton, 14-6 in the McCaffrey's game of the night.
Former Philly Tommy Green, and here's the pitch. It's time to fill up your pool. BCWSA offers easy and cost-effective bulk water delivery throughout Bucks County for $180. They will deliver 5,500 gallons of clean water right to your pool. It's a faster way to fill your pool, and you won't have the increased sewer bill by filling it yourself. And if you're on well water, you won't need to worry about the well drying up. Call BCWSA today at 800-222-2068, extension 113, and schedule water delivery, or visit bcwsa.net.
When it comes to plumbing, there's only one trusted name for your home or business. That's Ben Franklin Plumbing of Levittown. Whether it's drains, water heaters, faucets, or sewers, Ben Franklin Plumbing of Levittown can solve all of your plumbing problems. Time-tested and punctual since 1984. It's Ben Franklin Plumbing of Levittown. Call them at 215-943-1776. That's 215-943-1776 for Ben Franklin Plumbing of Levittown, a proud supporter of high school athletics in Bucks County.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Fred Herron. As your Bucks County Sheriff, it's my job to uphold the law and keep our community safe. That's what I've done every day for nearly 40 years in law enforcement. From the streets of Bensalem to the county courthouse, my focus has been on making our families feel secure in their homes, neighborhoods, and our schools. Safety requires proven leadership because in this office, experience is everything. This November, vote for our team so we can continue providing dependable leadership for our community. I'm your Sheriff, Fred Herron, and I approve this message.
Proceeding paid for by Herron for Sheriff.
Bucks County, this is home. It's where I was raised, where I learned right from wrong, where I'm raising my family, and where I've spent my life fighting for justice. I've taken on the toughest fights against murderers, traffickers, and child predators who believed they could prey upon the innocent and walk free. I've proven them wrong. I've stood toe-to-toe with the worst among us, delivered justice, and made our communities safer. Because in Bucks County, law and order are not up for debate. And as your district attorney, I will never stop fighting to protect our families and uphold justice. Justice isn't just my job, it's a solemn promise. A promise that every family can sleep safely at night, that no victim will ever be forgotten, and that in Bucks County, crime has consequences. Under my watch, the law is not a suggestion, it's an unbreakable pact. Justice will be swift, it'll be certain, and it'll be served. I'm Jennifer Shorn, and I will never stop fighting for Bucks County. Our families, our safety, our home.
You know, McCaffrey's Food Market is exceptional every day, and they are proud to serve you since 1986. They're a local hometown business. They support your community, whether it's helping flood victims or holding fundraisers for the American Cancer Society or employing our local high school students. McCaffrey's is always there. They have the finest products, prime cuts of meat, a prepared food department where everything is made fresh daily, and also a fresh seafood department. Visit McCaffrey's Food Market near you in Yardley, Newtown, New Hope, Princeton, West Windsor, Gladwin, and Doylestown. They are exceptional every day, and they are local and proud of it.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs. The Peruzzi Automotive Group on Business Route 1 in Fairless Hills is looking for auto techs, all skill levels. Here's a chance to work for a locally owned family business that offers many benefits. For more information, call the service director, John Damarotis, at 215-943-6200. That's 215-943-6200, or visit any Peruzzi service department.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
Football fans know who scored when, who sacked who. You could follow your money just as closely with Virtual Wallet from PNC.
Welcome back to Falcon Field as Zeke Spencer gets a round of applause. He was banged up on the last play, and first and foremost, hope that the young man is okay. But a big development in this game is he is the main running back for the Konkrete kids. And the other consideration is that it's his senior season, so hopefully he'll be able to return to action and recover as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it looked like he fell down at the end of that play in like an awkward way, but hopefully, like you said, he's able to come back in his senior year, and hopefully it's nothing too serious. Hopefully it's something he can, heal quickly, or maybe something he can, figure out in the next couple of days, but hopefully the best for him.
Yeah, 5 rushes, 24 yards for Spencer. Now it's going to have to be Sincere Waddlington, who, if you remember from last year, got a lot of action against Pennsbury. No rushes tonight, but he does have 1 reception for 14 yards. So we'll see. It will have to be Waddlington from this point forward.
And something about this drive, too. Obviously, that play ended near the 50-yard line. They're all the way up near the 30. Obviously, there was a flag at the end of the play. We'd have to assume it's only on the Falcons. Didn't see what they called, but the way they got moved up here, 8 seconds left. Now you have an actual shot of possibly scoring here for Northampton.
Yeah, maybe an opportunity for 2 plays, and if
shots at the end zone.
Keegan Hackett
lining up next to Taft down there. He had the big interception
on his right side with 8.6 remaining. They explain the yardage to Coach Snyder, and Taft drops back and throws downfield into the end zone. Intended there for Barkanic. Barkanic ended up knocking Sean Beatty down to the turf. He was the guy instigating the contact down there and then looking for a flag.
And that's why I like there was no flag call. You see there's battling from both the DB and the receiver, and when they're both battling like that, it's even. You can't let the ref, let it play out, which I liked how he did.
Leaves 3.2 remaining in the second quarter. Another opportunity for the Konkrete kids maybe to throw into the end zone as Taft drops back, has time, lets it fly, but a little bit too far for Noah Klein to catch up to and reach the end of the first half with the Pennsbury Falcons in front 14-6 in the McCaffrey's game of the night. Stay with us. We'll take a look at first half stats, and also we'll see if we get a performance by either the Long Orange Line or the Konkrete Kid Marching Band. It looks like somebody's about to take the field, so we'll share that with you. But we'll step aside briefly and return to Falcon Field with Pennsbury in front of Northampton. More coming up on the WBCB Sports Network.
Are you living with relentless pain? St. Mary has a new way to help. Knee and hip replacements with a smarter process for faster recovery, earning prestigious awards for quality and value. A rapid recovery program has you walking just hours after surgery, and breakthrough advances such as custom-fit joints position you for a longer pain-free life. 215-710-5888. St. Mary Orthopedics. It's your health. Expect more.
The Peruzzi Automotive Group. No matter where you purchased your car, take it to a local Peruzzi dealership service department for the best deals on tires. Buy 3, get the 4th free. All makes and models. Name brand tires. The Peruzzi Automotive dealerships on Route 1 in Fairless Hills, where our business is you.
Football is all about being fast and in control, which is also the idea behind CFO, cash flow options from PNC. CFO helps your business accelerate receivables so you can put incoming cash to work faster. And CFO gives you better control over who gets paid when, more speed and control. That's an achievement. Visit any PNC branch or pnc.com/CFO. PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.
PNC Financial Services Group Incorporated. All rights reserved. PNC Bank, National Association member, FDIC.
This is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
Welcome back to Pennsbury High School as the Long Orange Line, the Pennsbury Falcon Marching Band, takes the field. And the Pennsbury Falcons holding a 14-6 advantage over the Konkrete Kids of Northampton. They've done a good job defensively, and you can build a game-winning defense around your business. BAI Security is your local hometown security partner, protecting what matters most. 24/7 alarm monitoring, fire and burglar alarms, security camera, access control, and now fire protection, sprinklers, kitchen systems, and fire extinguisher services. Play smart and protected. BAI Security, protecting your business like a champion. Call 215-493-1414. That's 215-493-1414 and build a game-winning defense around your business with BAI Security. Halftime here in the McCaffrey's Game of the Night, the Pennsbury Falcons with a 1-yard touchdown run from Caden Brown and a 2-yard touchdown strike from runner Jordan Brensinger. And before we get to first half stats, we'll crank up the microphone here and hear from the band.
Welcome onto the field, the 2025 Pennsbury High School Long Orange Line Marching Band. Drum major, Ethan Braverman. Is the band ready?
Oh man, he's got his green bandana on for the green out tonight. Major Strong. All right, great job by the Long Orange Line, the Pennsbury Falcon Marching Band. And you think of all the work that goes into getting ready for a high school football game, but I'm not sure anybody puts in more hours than the band kids and all the work that they do to get ready for their performance. And I'm sure as we go through the season, we'll see that performance, they add more elements to it as we go through the season. So looking forward to seeing that evolution from the Long Orange Line.
Yeah, a famous band, the Long Orange Line. God, literally, like the PA announcer said, they've gone to different continents. I remember when I went here, my senior year, the band went to Australia. So I know I had some people I knew on the band. They were so excited to go there. Australia, you know, I've heard a lot of interesting animals and insects over there, so it's not my cup of tea, but they've gone everywhere, and they performed everywhere on TV, continents, you know, Thanksgiving parade. So always great job by the marching band.
No question, no question. If they had a Disney Antarctica, the Long Orange Line would go there.
They'd be there. They'd be there. They'd be performing closer to the end, so you'd remember the performance.
Halftime here with the Falcons on top of the Konkrete kids. Big thanks to Yardley Family Haircutters, a full-service family barbershop. They do kids' cuts, hair coloring, shaves. Dave Wells and his family have been part of the community for over 50 years. Yardley Family Haircutters, a town institution. Call for an appointment at 215-321-6900. That's 215-321-6900. Yardley Family Haircutters. All right, Ben, we look at first half stats. Pretty impressive numbers, I would think, from the Pennsbury ground game.
Yeah, definitely. 93 rushing yards and heavy carrying by their two head horses. That's Jordan Brensinger and Caden Brown. Brensinger, 12 rushes, 54 yards. He has the 3-yard touchdown that put the Falcons in front, got their second score of the game. And Caden Brown, 12 rushes, 33 yards. He had the 1-yard reception. And, well, just two passes. One of them was picked off. The other one was complete. A 25-yard completion to Caden Brown from Jack Arndt. So 118 total yards, 93 rushing yards, and, of course, that one interception thrown by David Kane, received by Keegan Hackett. And for Northampton, Gavin Taff. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm guessing for the Konkrete kids, right, they haven't run the ball effectively, and they haven't thrown that much, but the passes that they've been able to connect with have been clutch and have really been significant for them. I mean, what the big touchdown throws, I'm thinking of that one. That's pretty significant.
Yep, Gavin Taff, he was 6 for his first 6 in the air and then kind of tailed off towards the end. 6 for 8, 51 yards in the air, including that 32-yard touchdown. And then their only rushes have came from Zeke Spencer, who it's safe to say, probably out for the game. 5 rushes, 24 yards. So just 24 yards on the ground, 75 total yards, and Falcons not letting them fly so far here tonight.
Yeah, Spencer had to get carted off. That's never a good sign. And again, we hope he's able to get back to 100 as quickly as possible. But a big development in this game for sure. And Falcons will be kicking away to the Konkrete kids, so hopefully Angelo Pereira can kick one deep again. Seems like they're counting on the strength of his leg to drive them deep consistently and maybe even send some into the end zone, which would be a pretty big asset for your special teams to avoid those runbacks.
And it's something we didn't really see a lot from him last year. We saw a lot of those bloop kicks, so if you can see him set the opposing team deep in their zone to start their offensive drives, that'd be huge.
He's done a good job with that so far tonight, as we'll get back to action in just a moment. Halftime here, Falcons up by 8. Jammer Doors and Windows, a 4th generation local family-owned business. Since 1920, offering Raynor garage doors and openers, the finest garage doors and openers, and Jammer also carries entry doors, patio doors, and windows. Sales, service, and installation. In Jammer, they do their own install using no subcontractors, means fairer prices and more pride in their work, both residential and commercial. Sales and service. Visit Jammer Doors and Windows at their showroom, 2850 Brunswick Avenue, Business Route 1 in Lawrenceville, and their Yardley showroom is open by appointment. Set it up, call 215-493-7709. They're at 10 North Main Street in the Gristmill. PIAA looking for officials for all sports. If interested, check out the website, PIAA.org. For more info, again, that's PIAA.org if you're interested in becoming an official. And PIAA District 1 wishing all student athletes the best of luck on the field and in the classroom. Man, we are looking forward to a big schedule of high school football. Next week we start to mix in our Mercer County action. Tonight we've got the Bristol Warriors in the spotlight. Throughout the year we're going to be talking about high school football in Bucks County at Sandy's Beef and Ale with the high school coaches roundtable, joined by Neshaminy, Pennsbury, Council Rock North and South, the Golden Hawks of Council Rock South, the Eagles of Conwell, Egan Catholic, Bristol, Morrisville, typically some mix of those schools.
There's a huge array that comes out to support. I eventually, towards the second half of the schedule, usually end up going on those shows with you. I love doing them. It's an absolute blast seeing some of the players, some of the coaches, and just enjoying good food at Sandy's Beef and Ale.
All right, and then Jordan Hirsch has a couple of high school football shows.
Yes.
It's the Thursday Huddle?
It's Thursday Huddle, I believe, yes, and then
huddle.
Friday night.
The high school huddle.
High school huddle, and then I think it's like Friday night hype.
Yes.
One is going to be previewing, different teams, looking at different schedules and how teams are performing. And then the Friday night one is getting everybody kind of like a live on stereo pregame show for all the games that we're going to cover that night. So
we're going to get you hyped on Friday night. So Jordan Hirsch helping out with that, along with Mercer County Sports Writing Hall of Famer Rich Fisher. And that is Thursdays from 4 to 5 and Fridays from 4 to 5.
I believe 4 to 5 as well, yeah. We got a couple minutes left before we go into the second half. Do a little impromptu, Gus the Bus spotlight players at the half. And I'm going to look at some of these position groups we were talking about coming into this pregame, offensive line for Pennsbury and then the linebacker group. And you've seen good jobs from both units. Obviously some new faces up front, but a great job by Spencer Grimm and Connor O'Brien to really lock things down offensively. They've been able to create huge holes for Brensinger and Brown. And you look at defensively, the linebacker group, we were wondering who's going to be able to fill that hole of Walker Murray. And there's been a lot of great play there. You've seen Luke Bagley make plays. You've seen LaRue Madison make plays. Heck, you've even seen Parada and Garlitz make plays there at kind of that position and really hold this Northampton offense to stifling. So those are some two positions at the half that we were looking at to start this game and have done an excellent job.
I mean, the other thing I'll note about the offensive line, no negative plays.
Absolutely.
Which is a real credit to that unit that they were able to push the line of scrimmage, also counting on some experience from Brensinger and Brown. That's a good thing.
And the only blip you could probably say is the pressure on the one play for Kane where it affected his throw and caused an interception. You could maybe put that on the offensive line. Didn't see how he got through, but when in doubt, as offensive line, you got to keep your quarterback clean. He wasn't clean there. But besides that, they have played excellent. The defense at the linebacker position and the second level of that defense has played really good as well. So those are two guys that, the two positions that have really played well that are big question marks going into this season.
Two of those DBs, Jacob Parada and Luke Bagley, you both mentioned, both of them leading the Falcon tribe, 3 tackles each.
Yeah.
So they have been all over the place getting those solo tackles tonight.
Obviously, Walker Murray was the man last year. He was the guy that ran everything. But this is a good unit overall, like depth-wise, and how much quantity of talent they have at that second level. It's looking good so far in the second half. First half, see how they continue it.
We'll see how Northampton is able to bounce back after losing their key running back, Zeke Spencer, but really impressed with the poise from senior quarterback Gavin Taft, some of the throws that he was able to make, and this game's still in the balance, so the Falcons have some work in front of them. The fastest growing, most award-winning, locally owned and operated car wash, Juniors Express, right near Pennsbury High School at the corner of New Falls and Hood. Juniors Express
will receive the
car wash,
second half.
owned by a Pennsbury graduate, and they're proud to support Pennsbury. Join Juniors Express Car Wash, their rewards program, and you get a free $20 car wash. All right, football on the tee. Angelo Pereira has gotten the whistle. We thank Juniors Express for supporting portions of tonight's game as we are back underway in the second half. Deep kick taken by Barkanek, and he breaks 3 up to the 40, has one man to beat, makes a move, but will be tracked down from behind by number 7, Aiden Kitchenman. And Aiden Kitchenman eventually able to bring down Barkanek, but he gets all the way down inside the 30. There is a flag thrown, personal foul, face mask against the Pennsbury Falcons, so we'll add on a little more yardage for Northampton off of that big run back.
Barkanek caught that ball and just exploded. It looked like he ran out of a jet cannon, zooming through the Falcons. It looked like he didn't get touched by a single guy all the way up to the red zone. That is an incredible run by Barkanek, and you saw some special team issues with Northampton that first half. We were bobbling some of the kickoffs and some other punts and stuff. This time, make the reception, zoom right through.
Yeah, but he loses the foot race to Aiden Kitchenman. And now a 1st and 10, all the way down to the 15-yard line after the penalty yardage is marked off. And on the first down give, not much there. Joel Small
just
yardage picks
there.
up a half yard, maybe a yard. Just back underway in the third quarter, and a big-time run back. Barkanek puts him in business. 2nd and 9. Football at the Falcon 11-yard line. And it's going to be a Taft on a quarterback keeper. He tucks it and goes into the end zone for a Northampton touchdown. And now I got to think probably Konkrete Kid's going to go for 2 and try to tie this thing up as they make it 14-12 with an 11-yard touchdown run from their QB.
All of that in 58 seconds. Talk about making quick work.
Yeah, flipping the momentum in this game. Now Taft in the backfield with Small on his right side. Wadlington in motion. And the throw goes to Wadlington. The 2-point conversion is good. And we are tied up at 14 with 11:02 to go in the McCaffrey's game of the night. The Konkrete kids strike quickly in the second half.
Scoreboard, they are not ahead. They are tied. Don't even go there.
Wow, it all started with that run back. We were talking about those deep kicks. And unless you get them into the end zone, the deeper the kick can just kind of stretch the field a little bit more and provide an opportunity for a run back. And they took full advantage of that opportunity. Add to that the face mask. And then Taft takes it in from 11 yards out.
Yeah, not exactly what you want coming out of the second half, but we said in the pregame it's going to be a fight, and Northampton finally punched back.
A low kick picked up by Beatty, and Beatty up to the 31 before he's brought down, and the Pennsbury Falcons with a 1st and 10 from their own 31 with just under 11 minutes to go in quarter number 3. McCaffrey's game of the night on WBCB. So Taft with a passing TD and a rushing touchdown.
And it's going to be Arndt for the first drive of the second half. We saw in the first half, the Falcons had 3 drives. They went Arndt, Kane, Arndt. Now they'll go Arndt for the first drive in the second half.
In with the play comes McCartney. Falcons with 2 clock-controlling drives as they marched it down the field. A little confusion here. Arndt now moving guys on the near side to the far side, and the Falcons with a delay of game.
Don't normally see those in high school.
And sometimes when they do occur, it's likely on like the first week. Teams still trying to get everybody on the same page.
Yeah, trying to iron things out, you know.
Figure out who's supposed to be where. Seemed like some confusion there. But that is the kind of thing, whether it's week 1, week 0, week 10, you want to make sure everybody knows where they're supposed to be. And now a timeout taken by Pennsbury. Well, you can build a game-winning defense around your business with BAI Security, your local hometown security partner protecting what matters most. 24/7 alarm monitoring, fire and burglar alarms, security camera, access control, and now fire protection, sprinklers, kitchen systems, and fire extinguisher services. Play smart and protected. BAI Security, protecting your business like a champion. Call 215-493-1414. Hey, when it comes to your roof, Kangaroof has you covered for more than 30 years. Kangaroof, your trusted team. More than roofs, Kangaroof does siding, windows, and doors, gutters and kitchens. abrooksconstruction.com for more information. Arndt drops back, rolls to the far side, and his pass knocked down, tipped at the line of scrimmage, and falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 15.
Yeah, just a good job by Northampton to bring pressure. You know, if you can't get to the quarterback, you see him about to throw it, put your hand up, try to block that thing, and that's exactly what they did.
Jack Arndt, as a sophomore, with good size, a 6-foot, 170-pounder.
Big boy.
But couldn't get over the big paw of the defender on that throw. So they opted to go to the air on 1st and 15, 2nd and 15. It's a give to Brensinger, bounces it to the outside, gets to the 25. Great open field tackle over there by Barkanek.
Looked like a pickup of maybe one.
Yeah, I was going to say, back to the original line of scrimmage, no. 3rd and 14. Tough down and distance that's one of the things that has been in Pennsbury's favor throughout this game is they've had manageable third down situations.
Well, we talked a lot about the quarterbacks too. Let's see if, third and long, maybe Arndt can do something here.
McCartney and Kitchenman split to the wide side. And Arndt looks that way, pulls it down, and throws complete. He's got Kitchenman, and Kitchenman up across the 40-yard line
ball
before he goes down hard. The ball popped out, but the Falcons hold on.
Woo. Yeah, thankfully the ball popped out of bounds, but what a completion there to Arndt. I'm not sure how Northampton didn't get an arm on it, but I'm not sure exactly how they're going to rule it because
they're going to call it short at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, Kitchenman, if that ball hadn't come loose, he looked like he had the first down, but since the ball went out of bounds shy of the line to gain, the Falcons will kick it away as Dan Quilina back to kick.
In a normal world, that's a first down, 11-yard completion from Arndt, but he got that early drive penalty cost them.
What a roller coaster of emotions through that play.
Ball bounces. It's picked up on the bounce by Joey High up to the 25, and a hard hit right there as he is leveled by Jacob Parada.
Ooh, that was talk about a car crash.
And it looks like the ball carrier may be shaken up. Yeah, Parada bringing the physicality on that play. Stops the clock with 9:36 to go, all even at 14. First week action between the Falcons and the Konkrete Kids, brought to you in part by Senator Steve Sanacero, proudly serving the 10th Senatorial District and proudly supporting today's football game as a public service to the community. Senator Sanacero supports the youth of our community, tomorrow's future leaders. And Steve himself, as a former teacher, is a leader in education along with infrastructure, environment, women's health issues, and gun violence protection in the 10th Senatorial District. And if your school would like a tour of the Capitol in Harrisburg, contact Steve's office at SenatorSteveSanacero.com. That's SenatorSteveSanacero.com. Senator Sanacero hopes you're enjoying tonight's game. Well, with an injury timeout, we'll step aside and return to Falcon Field here on the WBCB Sports Network.
Achieving what you want demands the right game plan. When you team up with PNC, you get the tools and know-how you need to get where you want to go. Whether it's buying a new home, sending your kids off to college, or retiring the way you want, PNC is here ready to help you achieve your financial goals. To discover all the ways PNC can help, stop by any branch or visit PNC.com. PNC for the achiever in you. PNC Bank, member FDIC.
Rob's Automotive and Collision Center in Lower Bucks County is a full-service repair center with competitive prices, top-of-the-line products, and the finest auto body and mechanical repair technicians anywhere. Rob's makes repairing your car easy. Same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's an oil change, state inspection, or a mechanical issue, Rob's will have you in and out and on your way. 2700 Veterans Highway in Bristol, 215-826-9200 for 24-hour emergency towing. Call 215-826-0250.
Don't let joint pain bring you down. See how you can get relief at a free joint pain seminar at St. Mary Orthopedics. Joint care experts will inform and answer questions about diagnosing, managing, and treating joint problems and knowing when it's time for a joint replacement. Ready to get back to life? Get to the next free joint pain seminar. Details at stmaryhealthcare.org/joint seminar. It's your health. Expect more.
Big collision between Joey High and Jake Parada. And Joey High able to get over to the sideline, but shaken up. Seemed like maybe a kind of a head-to-head clash First and 10 for the Konkrete kids, and the handoff goes to Small. And Joel Small back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Hi there.
Northampton for no gain there to bring up 2nd and 10, tackled by a host of Pennsbury.
So 2nd and 10 down to 9:14 and counting in the third quarter. And Taft drops back, throws complete, but a textbook tackle out there by McCartney. And he sticks Barkanek.
Tackle by McCartney, 22 for Pennsbury.
5-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, even with that, it was a good completion, though. A completion of 5 there by Northampton. But, yeah, an excellent tackle right there. Kind of gave you Cooper DeJean vibes of Derrick Henry in the Baltimore game. Just excellent tackle. Didn't let the runner advance at all. You know, celebrated with his teammates afterwards.
Falcons looking for a stop on 3rd and 5, and they get it. In there was Justin LaRue. And he trips up the ball carrier, just a 1-yard gain, so 4th and 4. And Northampton brings in the punter.
Oh, excellent defensive stand there by the Falcons. A nice tackle by McCartney, stuff the runner, and move it on along.
Pennsbury doesn't have anybody back.
And now Depew back to receive the kick. Klein lets it go. That was Jake Parada, who almost got a piece of that kick, but it falls and takes a bit of a Northampton roll down to the 33. And the Falcons at their own 33, 1st and 10 with 7:42 to go in the third quarter of a tie game. McCaffrey's game of the night on BCB. Hey, come back home to traditional Italian cuisine and pizza. Back to Villa Rosa in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center in Yardley. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. A family run restaurant offering extraordinary Italian dishes and pizza for lunch and dinner at very reasonable prices. And we'll tell you more about Villa Rosa. Steadfast supporters of Pennsbury Falcon Athletics on WBCB as the Falcons get back to work. 1st and 10 from their own 33. Art hands off to Brensinger. Brensinger busted out to the outside, splits 2 defenders, picking up a Pennsbury Falcon first down and 11 yards. He's up to the 44. Yeah, and again, the Falcon offensive line, which you kind of highlighted at halftime, Gus, doing a really good job for a bunch that doesn't have experience at the varsity level, let alone playing together as a unit.
Yeah, you got to give commends to the leaders and returning guys of that unit. Spencer Grimm and Connor O'Brien, those are the 2 guys leading this unit, and they have had a great game so far, so you got to look at those guys. This is one of the reasons why. Shout out my guy Spence, obviously love him.
Up to the 49 goes Caden Brown. Also got to lift up the offensive line coach, Mike Napolombera.
Yeah, it's a big task of his to kind of pull these guys together and, you know, buy in, figure out who's going to play where. Obviously, you had 2 locked in, but there's 3 question marks going in, so great for him to figure out some guys and
they talk
a
about
good unit.
Stoutland University for the Eagles. You got Lapellambera. You here for Pennsbury is another handoff. They cross midfield. But some tough running that time by Brensinger.
Yeah, one of those ones where he doesn't look like he gets much, but you look up and you see where the ref is spotting him and he gets 3. And it's like, well, how did he get that much? But just keeping the legs turning, offensive line helping him push with the momentum. And now you got a short 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 maybe.
And again, this offensive line in the ground game, they have not been stopped for like 0 or like a negative throughout.
It's been positive
so
yardage
far.
every time.
Well, right here they need 2 to keep this drive going on 3rd down. and they're not going to get it. The handoff to Caden Brown, and he is cut down right there at the line of scrimmage. So right on cue everything's been positive. They have no gain, and it brings up 4th and short.
Well, there's our first announcer jinx of the year.
New PA announcer for the year. Obviously, the great baseball coach for Pennsbury, Joe Pacey, obviously was the PA announcer for many years, but looks like he's not doing it anymore.
All right, so 4th and a yard. Arndt sets him down, hands the football to Brensinger, and Brensinger short of the yard to gain, and the Konkrete kids get the stop they're looking for. Keegan Hackett in the mix right there. And the Falcons with a turnover on downs.
On the tackle for Northampton, and he stuffs Pennsbury's 4th down. Northampton will take over.
Tough spot there for Pennsbury, just going for it. Obviously, you're past midfield around the 50-yard line, so you're not going to be in too bad of a situation if you don't get it there, but 4th and 1, it looked like it was just a yard to gain, and great job by Northampton to cause pressure at the line of scrimmage and get into the backfield and get the runner.
Well, there was a situation where the Falcons needed just a couple of positive plays, couldn't get them. A good stop by Northampton, and now they've got the football from their own 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Taft fakes the give, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. Batted around. Depew looked like he almost had it on a tip off of Garland Dockery.
Bounced off of Dockery right into LaRue's hands and just bobbled around. Wasn't able to haul it in. Great defense by the Falcons, sticking around with the Northamptons.
Yeah, talking about sticky. It looked like he was stuck to the receiver, just how close of that coverage was. He was just running stride for stride with the receiver and gave him no separation at all.
2nd and 10, Wadlington in motion. The give to the tailback. And Small gets up to midfield, picks up 2, and brings up 3rd and 7. Under 4.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. McCaffrey's game of the night. McCaffrey's food markets exceptional every day. Falcons looking for a stop on 3rd and 7, and the throw complete to Wadlington. Taft hits him on the slant, and he takes it up to the 35-yard line for a Northampton 1st down. Great job right there with the timing. How quickly Taft was able to get that pass off. He went 1, 2, 3, let it go, and his receiver was there. From the gun, Taft fakes the give, rolls to the far side, throws, and completes the pass. A 10-yard pickup. Rocco Amato with the grab.
Taft is running around and slinging it all around these Falcons, just rolling out left, right, and finding open guys. And this young secondary is starting to be a little bit exposed here late in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Falcons a good job tonight stopping the run, but the air attack has been what's been working for the Konkrete kids. This time it's a give to Small, and he picks up a big chunk right there across the 20 down to the 17-yard line. And the Konkrete kids inside the red zone here in a tie game. Taft with a throwing pass and a running touchdown. And Brown and Brensinger with a couple of short runs. That one's on the turf, picked up by Taft. And somehow a broken play still results in enough yardage for a Northampton 1st down.
Yeah, lucky there that Taft was able to pick up on it and scoop back down and scoop that ball. And I guess Falcons just open hole. Taft was able to extinguish it and get that first down. Nice play by Gavin Taft.
Yeah, and great poise right there. Gives the football to Joey High, tries to bounce to the outside, and he is pushed out of bounds there by Luke Bagley. Good to see High back out there after he was the guy shaken up after the Jake Parada hit. But that time takes a blow from Luke Bagley as he knocks him out of bounds and brings up 2nd and 10. Taft with 3 receivers to the near side. Throws out to the near side, bobbled but hauled in by Barkanek. But that results in a loss of 2.
And good job to tackle there by Depew for the Falcons. Little bobble there by the receiver. Gave him time to really zone in and inject and hit the receiver.
Yeah, as soon as that timing was off, just a touch, Falcons were right on it. And a big 3rd and 14 coming up. Likely 4 down territory for Northampton. Hackett on the right of the QB as Taft rolls out, throws into the end zone, and a collision there. Parada there defensively. The wide receiver goes down, no flag, so it's incomplete to bring up 4th and 14.
Yeah, I think there's an injury down for Northampton, too. It looks like the receiver getting targeted, number 33 for Northampton. I think he's just cramping, but not exactly sure. It does look like a lower leg, but intrigued to see if it was going for the attempt of the catch or something that maybe altered the point of attack at the catch. But
yeah, Barkanek, the injured player in the end zone for Northampton. Clock stopped with 1:40 to go. And now decision time for Coach John Toman. Do you trust your kicker here for maybe try to go for a field goal or take a strike into the end zone on 4th and 14? They can still get a first down if they could get it inside the 4.
But 14 yards, you know, Chris, that's a hard feat to get. It's not impossible, but it'll be difficult.
Yeah, field goal from here is probably a 35-yarder. Meanwhile, all even on the scoreboard. A touchdown pass and a touchdown run from Gavin Taft. And Caden Brown and Jordan Brensinger both with touchdown runs for the Pennsbury Falcons. The other thing, the 2-point conversion as Taft was able to hit Wadlington, is why we're all even at 14, even though they missed the 1 extra point.
And Mr. Do-It-All right now for these Konkrete kids.
And they're going for it on 4th and 14. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side for Taft. Drops back, looks into the end zone, throws over the middle, and it's broken up. Garland Dockery with the PBU, as that was intended for Noah Klein. The ball may be thrown behind Klein just a touch, but the great closeout defense by Garland Dockery, and I believe Dockery's in there to replace Zaire Dye, so he steps up.
And we just said a couple plays ago, I said Dockery, he looked sticky because of how close of coverage his defense was that last play. Well, that one, identical to the last one, just stride for stride with the receiver, made a great coverage, no separation for the receiver, and just a great PBU, like you said, in the end zone, a huge PBU. Now gives your offense the ball back with 1:34 to go in this third quarter.
Yeah,
hopefully the momentum as well.
Falcons turn him over on downs, and now back to work is Jack Arndt under center, gives to Brensinger on the counter, but no running room for number 21. Bottled up over there by Luke Becker. Brings up 2nd and 10.
another drive with Arndt out there at quarterback. So something I know that was something that Ben was keeping an eye out between him and Kane, but looks like Arndt is maybe getting the rest of the drives for the rest of the game.
Pennsbury Football Parents Club inviting you to check out all the new concession stands at the Pennsbury home games this year and all the new Pennsbury apparel as Arndt rolls out in the pocket, but the pocket collapses and he's sacked. Another tackle by Luke Becker.
Yeah, Luke Becker getting in there, getting the sack. 6 foot 250 up in the middle. Pocket collapsing on Arndt there.
Meanwhile, the Falcons do not have to run another play if they want to let time expire and go to the fourth quarter. In with the next play is Kitchenman. But as the Falcons look over to the sideline, I think they're going to be content to let this go to quarter number 4. Yeah, Coach Snyder signaling to bring his offense over to the sideline. And we go to the fourth quarter here in a 14-14 game. It's the McCaffrey's game of the night on WBCB as the Pennsbury Falcons and Northampton Konkrete kids are all even. We'll be back with more action from Fairless Hills in just a bit.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for vehicle.
Strong starts are essential on the field and in life. That's why PNC created the Grow Up Great program, a $350 million multi-year bilingual initiative that began in 2004 to help prepare children from birth to age 5 for success in school and life. PNC is helping children in our community more than ever grow up great. Learn more at pncgrowupgreat.com. PNC for the achiever in you. PNC Bank, member FDIC.
Back here at Falcon Field, and 20 minutes from Langhorne is a better Ford car and truck buying experience at Haldeman Ford, Route 33 in Hamilton. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and award-winning service. Haldeman Ford, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. 14 apiece as we go to the fourth quarter. Chris Irmer with Gus Barber, Ben Goldstein, and Justin Lawrence. Falcons with 91 yards to go as they start with a 3rd and 15. Here to get going in the fourth quarter. Arndt drops back, throws downfield looking for Ciola, but too much on it. Noah Klein over there defensively.
Too much there by Arndt. Had Ciola if the ball was a little shorter, but liked the idea.
And Matt McCartney now on the ground for the Falcons.
And with a 4th and long, they get set for Dan Quilina to kick it away. And with McCartney shaken up, we'll step aside briefly and return to Falcon Field for more high school football in just a bit.
Former Philly Tommy Green, and here's the pitch. It's time to fill up your pool. BCWSA offers easy and cost-effective bulk water delivery throughout Bucks County for $180. They will deliver 5,500 gallons of clean water right to your pool. It's a faster way to fill your pool, and you won't have the increased sewer bill by filling it yourself. And if you're on well water, you won't need to worry about the well drying up. Call BCWSA today at 800-222-2068, extension 113, and schedule water delivery, or visit bcwsa.net.
When it comes to plumbing, there's only one trusted name for your home or business. That's Ben Franklin Plumbing of Levittown. Whether it's drains, water heaters, faucets, or sewers, Ben Franklin Plumbing of Levittown can solve all of your plumbing problems. Time-tested and punctual since 1984. It's Ben Franklin Plumbing of Levittown. Call them at 215-943-1770.
All right, Quilina in the Pennsbury end zone.
Chase Kessler back to receive for Northampton.
get set to punt it away. And a good kick, fair catch called for and made at the 41-yard line by Kessler. A good field position here for Northampton with a 1st and 10 from the Falcon 41. 11:47 to go in this one. Hey, no one, and we mean no one, makes better South Philly sandwiches and hoagies than 9th Street on Main in Yardley. See for yourself. Check them out at 40 South Main Street. Steak sandwiches made with sliced ribeye, the chicken cutlet sandwiches, pan-fried the old school way. South Philly hoagies made on South Philly seeded bread, roast pork, meatball, eggplant and sausage sandwiches, and much more. 9th Street on Main in Yardley. And they'll be passing along a hoagie to one of our Pennsbury players of the game. Handoff to Chase Kessler. And the Falcons, again, pretty stout against the run. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Justin LaRue and Bartlett's on the tackle.
Gavin Taft looking over to the far sideline. Seemed like there was some confusion. The give goes to Small. Small up to the 42 before he gets pushed back. Ryan Ward in the mix for the Pennsbury Falcons. They get a stop to bring up 3rd and 6.
If you can cause a stoppage here, maybe cause a 3 and out by this Pennsbury team, that'll be huge considering where they started from that punt. They're started past the 50-yard line, already in plus territory. Flags on the play.
Play action pass. Gavin Taft rolls out, eludes one defender, goes to the far side of the field and out of bounds across the 20, but there's a flag. And it looks like Coach Luke Snyder is indicating it's going to go against Northampton. The Falcons dodging a bit of a bullet right there with a nice job by Gavin Taft.
Don't worry, Chris, I got my knocks. I'll find out.
Another Falcon down over on the 19-yard line. It's Sean Beatty.
Well, the call is an illegal shift on Northampton.
And you didn't even use your knocks. That was great. Good eyes by Chris. And a legal shift there by Northampton, so it's going to negate that broken play. But that was huge by Northampton to get a little shake and bake there by their quarterback and just get the edge on the right side and just take that thing down the tightrope on the sideline.
But it all is coming back here because of a legal shift.
For nothing.
Time to get your lawn looking out of this world with Galaxy Landscaping. Whether you need annual mowing during the season or an overall uplift to your home's landscape, Galaxy Landscaping, they can do it all. Garden care, mulch install, trimming and pruning. The Galaxy Landscaping team here to give you great service at an affordable price. Call Pennsbury alumni Matt and Sean to book Galaxy Landscaping for all of your lawn care needs at 267-842-5299. All right, injury timeout on the field. We'll step away for a moment and return for more high school football on BCB.
That's 215-943-1776 for Ben Franklin Plumbing of Levittown, a proud supporter of high school athletics in Bucks County.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Fred Herron. As your Bucks County Sheriff, it's my job to uphold the law and keep our community safe. That's what I've done every day for nearly 40 years in law enforcement. From the streets of Bensalem to the county courthouse, my focus has been on making our families feel secure in their homes, neighborhoods, and our schools. Safety requires proven leadership because in this office, experience is everything. This November, vote for our team so we can continue providing dependable leadership for our community. I'm your Sheriff, Fred Herron, and I approve this message.
Proceeding paid for by Herron for Sheriff.
Bucks County, this is home. It's where I was raised, where I learned right from wrong, where I'm raising my family, and where I've spent my life fighting for justice. I've taken on the toughest fights against murderers, traffickers, and child predators who believe they could prey upon the innocent and walk free. I've proven them wrong. I've stood toe-to-toe with the worst among us, delivered justice, and made our communities safer. Because in Bucks County, law and order are not up for debate. And as your district attorney, I will never stop fighting to protect our families and uphold justice.
Sean Beatty with the injury timeout. Looked like a little cramping, and with a little bit of help, he makes his way over to the near sideline. Don't forget, if you miss any of tonight's action, read about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. For your complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian or online, Trentonian.com. 3rd and 11 for the Konkrete kids. Taft drops back, throws, incomplete, looking for Kessler. Luke Bagley there as the defender for Pennsbury. Brings up 4th and 11. And looks like they're going to have Klein kick it. But a spot maybe for a fake punt. So, I mean, I don't know, or you're not going to get much. We'll see what they get out of this.
Well, if you look at just where the field of play is, where the ball's spotted, it's favorable in your position. So if, say you don't get it, it's not in the worst spot to turn it over. Obviously, a timeout, probably going to talk them more through by Northampton. But it's definitely a consideration. But if they don't, and they do kick it away, all in all, you would have to think that's a major win for the Falcons defense right there.
Yep.
From where the ball was spotted after the punt, plus yardage past the 50-yard line, Northampton started, and to cause a 3-and-out, had some help with some flags, but nonetheless, 3-and-out, it's going to be, if they kick it away here, a huge win for this Falcon defense.
Yeah, if you're going to be kicking it away, I would think you might take a delay game right there.
Yeah, try to back it up a little bit, 5 yards. It is kind of short yardage for a kick. You're going to have to kind of like finesse it to keep it within it bouncing into the end zone. But
instead, in a tie game, you use one of your timeouts right there. We'll see if that plays any part in the final result tonight, as Klein is back to kick it.
Kicked it away.
Kicks it over to the far side, angled it out of bounds. Brensinger was back to receive the kick, and this should be up near the 25-yard line, it looked like to me. I don't know about that spot. Tough to see from over here.
But nonetheless, you could have gotten better and probably not what you wanted if you're Northampton. With where you were kicking it, how you were trying to kick it, you wanted to get it at least in the 15, 10 yardage or in more.
Right.
So to only get it at the 20, it's kind of, it's upsetting. It's not the end of the world. You're still 20-yard line. So great spot normally. That's where you're normally going to start, nonetheless, around that point.
You try for that corner kick to avoid kicking it into the end zone, but net is basically the same result as it comes out to the 20. Yeah. And the Falcons get going 1st and 10 with 10:08 to go in the fourth quarter. They start from their own 20. Handoff goes to Brensinger, dances around looking for a little bit of running room, and ends up running into a whole scrum of defenders.
Got back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, the Falcons' first half running game, it was positive. A lot of no gains and stalemates here in this second half.
Another stop on that play by Luke Becker, who's been a part of that sea change in this game, doing a good job helping them to stop the Pennsbury ground game. 2nd and 9. And Arndt looks downfield. Off the hands of Kitchenman. Tough pass right there. Kitchenman had to make an adjustment. He was looking over one shoulder. But a missed opportunity there for Pennsbury as he was behind the defender. And, they say anytime the wide receiver has it on their hands, got an opportunity to haul it in.
Exactly, and yeah, like you said, the receiver kind of had to get a little readjusted there at the end.
That
But
was
if
tough.
you look at the ball itself, it had plenty of airtime and plenty of distance on it. So it was a good throw by Arndt, and exactly where you wanted to put it, and right near the receiver's hands, away from the defenders. The safety was nowhere near to kind of help there. So good ball placement, just a little bit farther than needed.
A little more stick 'em on that glove, maybe. As
little
now 3rd and 9, and the Falcons take timeout with 9:17 to go. Well, one of the nicest restaurants in all of Bucks County is right here in our own backyard, overlooking the Delaware River. Charcoal in Yardley. Charcoal offers exceptional food that's locally sourced and seasonally inspired. Charcoal serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner Wednesday through Sunday. A BYOB restaurant. Visit their website for menus and more information, charcoalbyob.com. That's charcoalbyob.com. Charcoal voted best of Bucks and truly a neighborhood gem and a down-to-earth American cafe overlooking the Delaware on River Road in Yardley. Open Wednesday through Sunday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Thanks also to Kramer's Bakery in Yardley, baking things great since 1946. Handmade baked goods made fresh daily on the premises. Kramer's features custom cakes, dessert cakes with real fruit, cheesecakes, Danish, pastry, their own fresh donuts, muffins, and more. Kramer's Bakery, everything baked fresh right on the premises at 14 East Afton Avenue in Yardley. 3rd and 9. Falcons from their own 21. Arndt drops back, looks downfield, and is brought down at the line of scrimmage. Hackett in there with the tackle, and things just kind of broke down for Arndt. He was looking downfield. Seemed like he didn't feel comfortable pulling the trigger, and that hesitation was all it took for the Konkrete kids to get to him.
And it was quick for the Konkrete kids to swarm him and really corral him down at the line of scrimmage. But yeah, looking downfield for a receiver, just not enough time to really set anything up for Arndt. And did a smart job, just corralled it at the line of scrimmage.
Snap is back to Quilina, but the kick goes off the side of his foot, lands near the 40-yard line, and takes a good bounce for Northampton up to the 37 before it skips out of bounds. So another good spot on the field here for Northampton to start this drive. Falcons right now losing the field position battle, but everything even on the scoreboard. And don't forget, you missed the action here on BCB. You read about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. Gavin Taff fakes the give, rolls to the far side, and throws incomplete. Out there looking for Chase Kessler.
Drilled the line of scrimmage marker, though, or the first down marker, I should say. Hit that thing like a bullseye, but yeah, good coverage there again by Pennsbury. You'd like to see a lot of these rollout, cut out to the sideline kind of passes by the receiver. And Pennsbury's now starting to figure that out and kind of coverage that way. So that was a good coverage right there.
Yeah, that ball had too much zip on it for the receiver. 2nd and 10 now for Northampton. Taff with Small on his side, throws over the middle, completes it, and into the end zone goes Sincere Wadlington. And the Northampton Konkrete kids make it 20-14 with 8:14 to go in the 4th quarter. And one thing Northampton has done, they have struck quickly with a couple of big passes. Taff with another connection, earlier hit Noah Klein. And this time again, like 1, 2, 3, drops back, puts the ball right on his receiver, well-designed play, and then Wadlington does the rest to get into the end zone.
And you saw Pennsbury's defense get susceptible to that a little bit last year. You saw a couple big plays from that. I remember, I believe it was one of the CB games here. There was a huge play, I want to say, for 70 yards, right down the seam by a tight end. Another missed
extra point. Missed again by Jackson Sant, and that gives the Falcons opportunity here, getting the football back with 8:14 to go, trailing by 6.
A little hope. But yeah, just to finish up, you've seen that be susceptible to the Falcons last year with those seam routes, real quick throws, like you said, 1, 2, 3, ball out. Those quick throws right through the middle of the field. So, it's something that Pennsbury's going to have to clean up, something that they dealt with last year. But, that's what this first game is for, figure some of these things out, try to improve for the rest of the season.
So we come back up the field, 20-14 Northampton, 8:14 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd have to feel confident, like you said, with how Pennsbury's, special teams unit, if they're able to go down and do score a touchdown. Angelo Pereira, he's been Mr. Automatic, it feels like, for Pennsbury. So with that missed extra point there, you definitely would feel like you may have the advantage there if you're Pennsbury.
They need to put together another one of those long drives.
Yeah.
They started the night with a long drive that resulted in a Caden Brown touchdown. Their other long drive got Jordan Brensinger into the end zone from 3 yards out. Back to receive the kick. Pennsbury has it at the 25. Brensinger across the 30 to the 35. And the Falcons, with 8:07 to go in the fourth quarter, will start from their own 36.
Gavin Taff on the night, 12 for 19, 125 passing yards. He has a 32-yard touchdown and a 37-yard touchdown. He's also ran in an 11-yard TD. So Gavin Taff having a great night here at Falcon Field.
Yeah, 2 through the air, 1 by the ground for Taff. Big thanks to Brian Rogers at Yardley Pharmacy for powering portions of tonight's game. Yardley Pharmacy at 175 South Main Street. Arndt sets him down, hands off to Brensinger. Brensinger grabbed around the waist. He ends up taking a defender on a bit of a ride. Rocco Amato makes the stop, but it is a 3-yard pickup. 2nd and 7 for the Falcons.
Man, things were going so well for Pennsbury in that first half. They had 2, got in the end zone twice, big gains, and now just getting swarmed in the concrete of that Northampton front 5.
Second and 7. The give to fullback Caden Brown up the middle is stopped up. No gain for Pennsbury, brings up 3rd and 7.
Hey, you'd have to start to think, maybe with the time and where they're at the field, closer to the midfield, maybe 4-down territory, depending on how this play goes.
Stop right there by Northampton's Luke Becker. He's gotten his name called a ton in the second half with some big defensive plays. Arndt again sets him down, but the Falcons weren't completely ready, and it's a false start.
Tough break there. Not what you need.
What looked like a tough 3rd down to convert becomes even more difficult. We got one eye on Pennsbury football, and also got people looking at the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, the Durantula just entered the game. Gets me hype every time I see that entrance.
And with the play for Pennsbury is Kitchenman as he enters the action for this one. 3rd and long. Arndt hands off to Brensinger. Brensinger with running room. He's up across the 45 and picks up a Pennsbury first down at the 48-yard line.
And great job. A little misdirection there at the point of snap, with the quarterback handing things off.
Yeah, he was the second guy through.
Yeah, but Brensinger doing a great job finding a hole, hitting the hole, knowing where the first down yardage was. He knows he was getting tackled there. As he was going down, reached out just to make sure he got the first down. Great job by Brensinger to get the first down and make sure he secured it and keep this drive going for these Falcons.
That was a huge play right there. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. The pitch out to Brensinger. Brensinger across midfield. He's got 4 yards. In this ground and pound approach, Caden Brown and Jordan Brensinger going to need a couple of recovery days after they put in their work on Friday night or in game 2 on Thursday night when the Falcons take on Quakertown back here at Falcon Field. Arndt gives to Brown. And Caden Brown with a yard, that's it. Sincere Wadlington in the mix on the stop for the Konkrete kids. Falcons with a 3rd and 4. Meanwhile, the way they're slowly moving it down the field, the clock could become an issue.
Yeah.
But first things first, you got to keep the sticks moving. Arndt gives it to Brensinger. Brensinger bangs into a trio of defenders, goes down up near the 40-yard line, but that effort right at the end of the run is enough to give the Pennsbury Falcons a first down.
Great job by this offense right now, finding out exactly what you need to do, has found a rhythm to really convert these third downs. Third downs was a real problem for this offense last year, not being able to convert them. Midfield, in your plus territory, in your own zone. So far today, I feel like they are great percentage-wise on third downs, and that's why they're so close in this game still.
And some of that's how Brensinger is finishing his runs, finishing it with authority. The give that time to Caden Brown, tries to spin out of a tackle, brought down there by Keegan Hackett. Pickup of 3, Falcons up to the 38 of Northampton. Again, meanwhile, that clock continues to roll down to 3.5 to go. Certainly a lot of time for the Falcons, but not endless time. Arndt, again, Brown and Brensinger in the backfield. The handoff goes to Brensinger. Brensinger up to the 31.
Real close
and
to a
that's
first
enough.
down.
Yeah, they're going to give him a Falcon first down.
Move the chains. Brensinger just the working horse right now for this Pennsbury offense, and Coach Snyder is just going to run that horse as long as he can. And Brensinger is doing an absolute great job. One of the reasons Pennsbury was able to turn things around somewhat in the second half of last season and make a run of that playoff appearance.
Falcons are holding on to a timeout, but it's going to be Northampton that will call timeout. They'll use their second timeout of the second half. And with 2:45 to go, they talk it over here with the Falcons trying to mount another long drive. Jordan Brensinger now over the 100-yard mark, gaining 101 yards on the ground, also picking up one of the Falcon touchdowns. PIAA looking for officials. If you're interested, want to learn more, go to their website, PIAA.org. Also, after the game, we'll have our Di Lorenzo's and 9th Street on Main player of the game. And no one makes a better South Philly sandwich and hoagie than 9th Street on Main in Yardley, 40 South Main Street. Steak sandwiches with sliced ribeye, chicken cutlet sandwiches, the Philly hoagies made on the South Philly seeded bread, roast pork, meatball, eggplant, and sausage. We love it. 9th Street on Main in Yardley at 40 South Main Street. Passing along a hoagie to one of our Pennsbury Falcon players of the game. Arndt sets him down. The handoff, not much there for Caden Brown. If he got back to the line of scrimmage, they were lucky. Maybe. No, he did get back. No gain right there.
Yeah, but we've been saying like a broken record. Time is starting to become an issue here with only 2:20 left. You're still got 30 yards to go to get to the end zone.
Falcons still holding on to one timeout. So you got that to utilize when needed, but we're now under 2 minutes remaining.
Of course, no 2-minute warning in high school. Clock continues to tick.
Yeah, now Arndt, some of the guys on the wrong side of the formation tried to move him around, and the Falcons will utilize that final timeout.
Yeah, that's tough. You want to save that for late game when you're down to just seconds, but got to use it. 1:49 could be costly when we get down to the thick of towards the end of this one.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like that was a situation where you got to call that timeout because you're close to a delay of game, some confusion out there. Right now, you can't afford any mistakes here to try to pull off the comeback. Well, we want to thank Haldeman Ford for powering portions of today's game. 20 minutes from Langhorne, a better Ford car and truck buying experience at Haldeman Ford, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. More selection, better price on Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, and award-winning service. Haldeman Ford, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. 2nd and 10. From the 30, on the counter, the give to Brensinger. Brensinger looked like there was a hole there, but linebacker Rocco Amato able to close the gap and stop the Falcons again for no gain.
Rocco Amato springing out and making that play. Nice tackle there by Amato. And Brensinger had that lane, but just it was extinguished.
Yeah, they say he lost a little bit right there. So 3rd and 11 with 1:13 and counting.
Got to think they're going through the air here just with the time left, spot on the field.
Yeah, Arndt looks to the near side. Beatty is there. He throws downfield into the end zone, and Beatty almost came up with the grab, but it's incomplete. Looked like that ball was possibly going to be intercepted by Noah Klein, and then Beatty jumped in front of the defender. Looked like he had his hand on the football or had some part of his body touch the football, but it lands incomplete, and it comes down to a 4th and 11 with under a minute remaining. Falcons need 11 yards to keep this thing going. They trail Northampton 20-14. And McCartney shares the play with the Pennsbury offense. From the 31, Arndt rolling and nearly brought down in the end zone, and the ball thrown, it lands incomplete. And the Northampton Konkrete kids celebrate a turnover on downs with 52.9 seconds on the 4th quarter clock. Falcons sideline thought there was a little contact on the pass as it was in the air. Looked like the defender kind of on the back of the receiver.
Yeah, he was draped all over him. Was there contact early? Not sure. Could have been, could not have been. Refs say no. It's a tough call at the end of the game. You obviously don't want to end it on a flag, but you don't want to try to influence it.
Yeah,
No
pretty
call.
good defensive stop right there by Northampton and the Konkrete kids. Again, they get to the quarterback, and that kind of altered the throw.
Yeah, who knows what would have happened if maybe Arndt had a little bit more time there in the pocket. But
well, you go back to that third down play and the opportunity, the play that Sean Beatty made on the ball right at the point in the end zone, but could not haul it in. And now for the Konkrete kids, they will just get into victory formation, drop a knee a couple of times, and escape from Fairless Hills with a first week win.
And this will be Pennsbury's now. It'll be their 9th straight season opening loss. And you just look at some of these seasons since then. Of course, you got the 2022 year where they lose that first game at Truman. They end up winning the league the last 2 years, where they've gone 5-6, and just losing that first game. Of course, you never want to start a season 0-1. You always want to start 1-0. But this game, that first half, you saw what this Falcon team is capable of, but a great comeback in that second half, and an offense that kind of just fell apart in this second half for Pennsbury. You saw gain after gain after gain, big positive on-the-ground gains from Pennsbury in that first half, and then not much in the second half.
Yeah, more positives to take out of this game than the first game last season. But at the same time, you say we had a lead. There were some opportunities that were missed. This one is frustrating because you were right there.
You're right on the doorstep of winning this game. But like you said, you can take a look at the last game. The only point you were able to score last year was on a safety. This year, there was a lot of ebbs and flows of the offense and defense. Both units overall looked very well. Could have capitalized a little bit more for both. But if you look at how the game ended last year compared to this year, you can't not think positive compared to last year.
Well, there's the final whistle. Northampton wins it 20-14. Falcons fall to 0-1. Konkrete kids 1-0 here in the 2025 high school football season. Got to send Ben down to the field to give a couple of gift certificates to some Pennsbury players who we want to talk to after the game. Who do we got, Ben? Typically, I think we're going to do an offensive player and a defensive player, and DiLorenzo's and a 9th Street on Main gift certificate.
If there's anybody defensively that needs to be nominated, I think Dockery, he did a great job. Had a couple PBUs for the defense. Overall, it was a great job of the defensive unit to really, limit a lot of the offensive big plays for Northampton. I feel like Dockery made a couple big plays, a couple good PBUs, and good coverage. So that's my nomination for defensive play of the game. I don't know if anybody wants to argue with me or not.
Yeah, we can go talk to Garland Dockery, and I do want to talk to Jack Arndt, of course, not in the losing effort, but starting quarterback, first game here with Falcons. Would be interesting to hear what Arndt has to say after this one. So yeah, we'll give it to Jack Arndt and Garland Dockery.
And we will be back next Thursday. More Pennsbury Falcon football coming your way as the Falcons take on Quakertown back here at Falcon Field for a 7 o'clock kickoff again on Thursday because of the holiday weekend. Going to get everybody to the beach and the shore and all that stuff, and it's a Thursday night hookup. Big thanks to all of our sponsors for making tonight's game possible, including St. Mary Medical Center, McCaffrey's Food Markets, the Revere Restaurant, Jennifer Shorn for DA, PNC Bank, Ben Franklin Plumbing of Levittown, Rob's Automotive and Collision, Fred Herron for Sheriff, Peruzzi Automotive Group, BCWSA, Team Toyota, DiLorenzo's, The Berg Pizza, the Pennsbury Football Parents Club, Yardley Family Haircutters, 9th Street on Main, Galaxy Landscaping, PIAA District 1, The Trentonian, Charcoal BYOB, Kramer's Bakery, Yardley Pharmacy and Supply, thanks to Jammer Doors, Junior's Car Wash, Villa Rosa Pizzeria, Steve Sanacero, Puss in Boots Tavern, and Haldeman Ford, also BAI Security. Well, the Falcons jumped out to an early lead but could not hold on. A come-from-behind victory for the Northampton Konkrete kids and a big night for senior quarterback Gavin Taff. 2 touchdown throws and a touchdown run. Check out the WBCB Sports Network later tonight for our post-game interviews as Ben Goldstein heading down to talk to our Pennsbury defensive and offensive star of the game. Always tough to talk to players after a loss, but hopefully because it's early in the season and there were a lot of bright spots in this game, the Pennsbury Falcons will have a lot to share with us down there on the field.
Yeah, hopefully, like you said, it was early in the year. A lot of good positives in this game. Like you said, there's, some things you need to be tweaked. You obviously don't like the outcome of the final score. But overall, I feel like compared to where this game ended up last year, you can't not think about more positive than you did last year. Only points last year came from a safety. This year, you were battling back and forth. It actually felt like a heavyweight fight kind of feel. So it's, can't think but positive. And, like you said, early in the year, Galen should hopefully hook up Ben.
Yeah, heavyweight fight. Like you said, Falcons landed the first blow, and then the Konkrete kids, they weren't going away. They got a couple of shots in.
They got the halftime, got a little break, got some water, maybe an Uncrustable or two, and fought back.
Yeah, big turnaround in this game was coming out of the locker room, a big run back for the Konkrete kids, and a face mask at the end of that run basically put them on the doorstep and gave them a quick score to start the second half and give them a little bit of momentum, which they were able to capitalize on, make the most of, and come away with a 2014 victory. All right, join us next week for more Pennsbury Falcon football, more high school football throughout the year on WBCB. Thanks to all of our sponsors, to the crew, Gus Barber, our video engineer. Thanks for stats and post-game from Ben Goldstein and Justin Lawrence doing his thing behind the camera for us tonight as the Falcons fall to the Northampton Konkrete kids.